Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Rodimus Primal. I am live. My kids just decided to come over and commandeer the channel, but it's all good. We're going to be talking about some Transformers stuff and everything like that. You guys wanted to say hi for a little bit before we continue on talking about other cool stuff. Yeah. I have a Transformers retrospective video. Actually, I am currently working on it's a big script because it's episode 100. So it is a very, very big one. And currently right now, and I still haven't finished writing it. It's like 8 pages long. But the kids wanted to come in. You want to talk about your favorite Transformer? Yeah. Who's your favorite Autobot, Aerith?
I'm trying to think of it.
I know Gabriel's favorite.
Yeah, Brawn.
Right.
Actually, my favorite is Brawn too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being another member. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of something fun for a thank you. And that's, of course, this old classic right here.
Stop! Let go of my dad!
And who's your favorite Decepticon, Aerith?
It's what? Starscream.
Of course, it's Starscream.
I almost forgot.
Yeah.
My favorite is Galvatron.
Galvatron? Because
Yeah.
he what he did to Starscream?
No. Starscream's my second favorite.
Ah, okay.
That's why I didn't.
Yeah. Well, I am going to continue on with my show, but you guys can continue on playing. I know you guys wanted to say hi to everybody.
I thought we could talk to them for at least a little.
I know, but I got some stuff I want to cover tonight.
Okay.
Okay. Besides,
bye.
say bye. All right. So let's see. It says, I have not been on the best of luck. Been a few days. Facebook Marketplace to get an entire order for. Oh man, yeah, they're tough to get right now.
He's still. It says still mad.
Oh well, because he's it's. Don't worry about it.
Come on, Gabriel. Let's just go.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye, Daddy.
Huh?
Bye, Daddy.
Love you.
We love you too.
So, yeah, we continue on talking about Transformers stuff. So Digital Apple, you haven't had the best of luck trying to find it. I know. They're tough to get now because they couldn't. I don't know. Like getting a lot of Transformers out nowadays has been like a lot more difficult to find some of the ones you're looking for. Like I have Swoop and Gears on order. Cannot seem to get my hands on Silverbolt at all. Although I've heard people have found them locally. And I'm like, it's like one of those things where you're just like, I want to be able to get the Transformers that I'm looking for and not having the best of luck doing so. It's been what it is, My thoughts on Barricade is fine. I actually have a customized Barricade right there. I actually like the idea of like he was on the same police force as Prowl, and he turned into a Decepticon kind of thing. Like that's kind of a cool origin. And then the Micromaster was nicknamed Barricade. It was actually his name was Runner. That goes by the Dreamwave comics. So, Beast Machines, I have like a love-hate relationship with it. I like the animation a lot better than it's a step up as far as animation quality from Beast Wars, but the storyline kind of was, I don't know. I had ups and downs with it, and I didn't like the ending myself personally. The final battle was cool. I have Sandstorm, and I got Tigerhawk. And I actually just recently opened up Tigerhawk because we just watched the episode where Tigerhawk debuted with the kids. So they're literally 2 episodes from finishing Beast Wars. And so I had to open up the Tigerhawk figure, and they wanted to see it. They wanted to see the alt mode and and what have you. So it was definitely one of those things where, had to go look it over. So figuring let some more people kind of pour in, because I know like one of the things about live streaming is like you get like people will come in like a little bit and they'll talk for a little bit and then they'll chat on in the comments, and they might not stay the whole time. But then the other thing is that like it's weird because the way that YouTube pushes out like with the algorithm about getting everybody's information out, like getting it out there that that you watch is live streaming, always takes time. And then like whatever I have as the title might be something I might talk about later, or it might be something I talk about right away. And then what happens is people come in like half an hour later and they're like, oh, did you already talk about it? Or what did I miss? And it's like, I can't help that. I can't help that, but it is what it is. So anyhow, Maximus asks, I saw many people in the Transformers fandom say, are you sick of G1 yet? My answer is no. My answer is I want 87 through 90 to like have a series that takes place past G1 from what we already have, and they continue on and allow the series to continue with one continuous timeline. But it's like, can we ever get that? And then it's like you have the splinter timelines, you have the Japanese continuity, do you continue on after Rebirth, or do what do you do? Like there's so many things that you could do. And what's going on there, Heath? I see you there. And it says, and there's so many characters in G1, like, and the Japanese stuff. And like, I don't get, like, I love the characters. Obviously my kids love the characters. So that's one of the things that about G1 Transformers is like, I can watch it with my kids now, and now they're enjoying it. And they're like, oh yeah, I want to see more. I want more of that. And, Transformers, like, obviously has plenty of Transformers series afterward, like from Unicron trilogy to animated. And the thing is like all of those series, I don't mind when they add new characters. Like I like Demolisher from Armada, I like Slipstream and Lockdown and Lugnut and all those characters. Knockout is actually, I haven't, the Legacy Knockout is kind of like, is actually right next to Barricade up there, on that Autobot Decepticon shelf. And, it's like most people aren't a fan of G1 or sick of the usual 84 through 85 cast. 87 and lesser known cast would be more welcoming to have for new figures. Well, yeah, like that's like the whole thing with Quake and everybody and coming out. Bert,
hola, putos.
Yeah. It's a good thing my kids
sound.
weren't on when you decided to come in with that, because
let me figure this out.
They decided to sneak in for the beginning of the stream. So what's been going on, man? I haven't talked to you in forever. I heard you got a job. You there?
Yep,
Bert?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yep.
I was saying before, like when you came in there, it's a good thing my kids weren't still on the stream.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. How you been? I was asking, like, how do you ended up getting a job and you ended up getting thrown around all over the place.
Yeah, so that was crazy. So it's weird because the last place that I was at, I survived 2, maybe 3 mergers.
Oh wow!
Like that. So when the company that I originally started with, our biggest competitor, they were kind of getting into financial troubles. They brought in the CEO who is famous. Like his thing is they bring this guy in as a CEO to save companies. So he came in and his move was, who are our main competitors? These 2, buy them right now. So he bought us, and then he restructured the entire company, and within a year was a Fortune 500 company.
Wow.
Like he was ringing the bell, New York Stock Exchange, within a year with a new company. Like that's what this guy did. That's his specialty, is saving companies like that. So
oh, he froze. Got the frozen Bert there. Uh-oh. He's a frozen. Oh, man. Gonna cut you out if you want to come back in, when you get that fixed. But yeah, getting Treebot flashbacks. Yeah. It's always somebody. I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's the internet connection, because it could be a whole bunch of different things. So, but while we wait, yeah, he probably just cut out. He's gonna come back in. He's got the invite, so he'll come back. And did I see? Hold on, where was it? Did I see that Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series came out? I saw that they're doing a new Ninja Turtles cartoon. See, the thing is, I didn't see the movie, and I know it's supposed to be a sequel to the movie. And it's like one of those things where if they just keep on rebooting it, I'm like, I'm tired of the reboots.
Hey, we're back.
What happened there? Some
was that on my end or your end? Like the internet just completely crapped out.
That was weird.
So yeah, so they this guy in, and so the company that used to be our biggest competitor. So our boss was literally the owner of the company. He retired off of that. He sold the company. He retired on that sale. The guy that they sent us used to be from our main competitor, became our general manager. Where I live in Tampa. So I worked in his. It was weird, right? Because I worked in his office and he was in charge, but he wasn't in my chain of command. Right, my bosses were in New Jersey. I didn't really work for him, but I worked in his office, so I had to listen to him. It's one of those kind of weird situations. A few years ago, he left for one of the other companies that we worked with. He was there for a while, and then he went off to another company that was a startup company, and he is currently the president of the U.S. division of that company. So when I got laid off, we had another merger. Like I said, I survived like 2 or 3 mergers, but I just didn't survive the last one. It was one of those things where I logged into work on a Tuesday and I had a meeting scheduled within the hour with HR. And the first thought in my mind was, I'm getting fired today. Well, as soon as I saw that, like, I don't know what I did, but I'm getting fired today. And sure enough, that's what it was. Me and 120 other people just all got laid off that morning, like out of nowhere. So first thing I did is I went on LinkedIn and I put, I set myself to looking for work or whatever the LinkedIn status is.
Okay.
And as soon as he saw that, he called me and he told me, hey, I'm the president of this company now, and we're looking at starting a technical customer support division. We want to bring you in.
So the company you work for let you go, but the guy who bought the company.
Not the guy that bought the company. He was the guy that was sent to be our general manager from the company that used to be our competitor that bought us. He was the guy that was sent down to be our general manager to kind of usher us into what this new company was going to be. He was there for a couple of years and then he left. And he's now the president of another company, and he reached out to me. So it was very fortunate. Everything worked out well. So where I'm at now, it's along the same lines of what I was doing, but there's new product that I have to learn, right? And what I do is I assist with installations remotely. So when people call me to ask, hey, I'm installing this, I don't know what I'm doing, and I need to talk them through wiring, send them diagrams and tell them to look for voltages here or there, or wire this, that, or there, that kind of a thing. I need to know what I'm talking about. So the first couple of months to up to possibly a year of any job like this that I do is I'm sort of, at first, I'm a installation tech, kind of, because I'm out in the field doing installations to learn the product. And once I've got that down, then I come in and take over as the support manager so that I can assist remotely. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to installations all over the country. And I'm actually going to spend my birthday in Mexico.
Oh, geez.
My wife's like, oh, that's great. You get to go to the beach and go to beach. I'm like, yeah, I'm literally going to the geographical center of Mexico. Like I'm
Where
going
there's
to a
nothing.
mining town in the geographical center of Mexico. And trust me, I'm not going to the beach or none of that stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm doing,
crazy. And like
yeah, so I'm doing that
now
at the
are
end
you
of
gonna miss
August.
TFCon because of it, or?
So yeah, so I've got the trip to Mexico coming up in a couple of weeks. I come back for a week, and then a week later, I'm going to Germany for another week.
Oh, man.
So yeah, more than anything, it's a new job. I don't have any PTO.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I don't have any. I don't have PTO. I don't really have money set aside. Usually, I'm saving throughout the year so that I can put aside
and
for
you probably
TFCon.
blew through everything trying to trying to keep yourself afloat while you were looking for a new job, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I was already on the fence. Like I was talking with Patriot Prime about this before I got laid off.
Mm-hmm.
TFCon falls directly in the middle of the Halloween and my daughter's wedding.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. So it was already in the books of like not being
right, because it was one of those like I have to miss Halloween, which is kind of a big one for us. We always do a big Halloween. I would either miss Halloween or like leave the next morning to go to TFCon. And then when I come home, the following weekend is my daughter's wedding. And I was already talking to Patriot Prime. I'm like, man, I honestly don't think I'm going to make it because of how tight that schedule is this year.
Yeah. I actually wasn't even going to plan to go to TFCon myself because obviously coming from Florida now, going up to Baltimore, but my dad.
It's actually not bad because I went to Baltimore from Florida. And it was
you flew, but no, we're gonna drive because
you guys are driving. Okay,
yeah. So, and the reason why is because I'm gonna bring like 2 or 3 bins worth of Transformers, and I'm
gonna do that again.
I'm gonna do that again, and do the same thing. I'm gonna sit in the lobby and go buy. Like
because I was gonna say the flight's not bad. It's just a couple it's like an hour and change from here to Charlotte.
Yeah,
and then like an hour and a half from Charlotte to Baltimore.
I gotta make my money back.
Yeah, well. The cool thing is that in Baltimore at the airport, there is a train station. The metro station is little like you come out of the terminals and you make a right and you just walk to the end of the airport. And the metro terminal is right there. And you get on the train and you ride that train literally to the hotel that we're at.
Okay.
So
it's the same hotel this time, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I was talking to Patriot Prime about that, and like I was already like way on mostly on this side of the fence of not going, and then I got laid off, and he called me that day to check in on me, and I told him, dude, there's absolutely TFCon not happening this year.
How's your budget been for Transformers?
It's been tight. I was unemployed for a month and a half or so, something like that. Oof. So, they gave me a severance. So in retrospect, I was going to get paid through the end of the month. And then after the end of the month would have been, I had to fill out some paperwork and get get my actual severance, right? Because I was in a panic, I filled out all of my paperwork and submitted it immediately. So that when I got my last paycheck for the month, I also got my severance, which meant I actually ended up getting more taking out in taxes than if I would have waited to there he is. Look at that hair.
You grew it in this time. Now, and look at his internet connection. His internet connection is just as bad as last time.
Get those hamsters
terrible. It's terrible.
So if I would have waited and just let myself get paid the month like they were going to pay me normally, and then wait until the following month, mid-month, to submit for my severance, so I could have gotten that as a paycheck, I would have had less taxes taken out and I would have had more money. But it was one of those, I just got laid off. I need as much money as possible, right? But I took all of that, I put it in the savings, and then I paid myself out of that. Every time that when my paycheck would have hit, I would take that amount out of savings and put it into checking so that we can continue, with our day-to-day while I was looking for work. So it was stressful, man. I haven't been out of work in like a decade.
Wow. So it was like not something you were fully prepared for, really.
Not at all. Not at all. Like I said,
Yeah.
I just logged. It was literally a Tuesday. I logged in and I had a meeting scheduled in an hour, and that meeting was to fire me. It was just out of the blue. I was not prepared for that.
Wow. And like you get no warning. Like that's like the thing is like not getting a warning is like always a challenge, you know?
Yep. Mike.
Yo.
Enjoy my roommate at Baltimore, asshole.
Wait, what? Too many people.
My roommate in Baltimore.
Are you coming?
No. You're rooming with Patriot Prime, so enjoy my roommate, asshole.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant you were coming and you didn't have a roommate anymore.
I'm being jealous.
Oh man, that stinks. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like right now, like I've actually been trying to find work because the YouTube ad revenue just tanked. You know what I mean?
Dude, what is going on with YouTube?
Yeah,
it's just terrible.
And it's like having to be able to pay bills is like a challenge. And you know something, it makes you wonder. It really does make you wonder. But you know what? We've been on live for about 20 minutes. Or at least we could talk about some positive stuff. We could talk about some Transformers stuff. At least some stuff to keep us positive. You know what I mean? Like looking on the bright side of stuff. Mm-hmm. So Takara put out their images for the stuff they're releasing. That's just same stuff as Hasbro. But I actually dig the Galvatron figure.
That's the mini, right? Is that the core class?
Yeah.
I skipped on the Megatron, but I might get this one, man. I really dig it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
just
so did I.
Like,
I'll probably get
right
it
color scheme. It's G1 enough for a G1 style Galvatron in a core class.
That's what I like about Energon Megatron is that he looks so much like G1 Galvatron.
Yeah.
So I have the Energon Megatron.
Superlink, they called him Galvatron. He wasn't Galvatron Superlink. He was Galvatron the whole time.
That's the kick in my ass is that I got Energon Megatron, and then later I saw Galvatron and said on purple, and I'm like, that I can't find him for a good price now. That's the one I want.
That's kind of the thing now. Is like finding the full size one at regular price, and I like the. You know, I prefer kind of like the silver helmet because that's the cartoon accurate thing. But the US toy had the black because it was the larger one.
Well,
so
people forget that the black one is technically still accurate because that's how he looks when he's huge. You know, when he does the weird, like, I'm growing gigantic on Cybertron, his head turns black.
That's when Rita throws the staff down, right? Make my monster grow.
My kids have actually been watching Power Rangers too. Like, my kids have been going on a retro binge with Daddy. So like we've already watched all of G1. We've watched all of right now. We're just got to watch the last 2 episodes of Beast Wars. So that we just watched the one where Tiger Hawk got introduced. They've seen the first 30 episodes of Power Rangers. And we're almost done with season 3 of 1987's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. With Carmen, my 20-year-old, when she was little, she got into the Power Rangers thing. We watched a bunch of them. Well, now my 6-year-old is now into Power Rangers, and we started watching season 1 from episode 1, and we're like somewhere in the 30. Like Tommy just lost his green powers. With
okay, we haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Like we're somewhere in the 30s where he just lost his powers. But he got to kiss Kimberly, so you know, give and take, right?
Oh yeah, there was.
That's about where we're at right now on season 1 of Power Rangers. That's right; it's in my head.
Well, here's the thing, though. So
hey, Carmen.
Hi, friends. How was hell?
I'm waving at you in spirit, Carmen.
Huh?
I'm waving at you in spirit. You can't see me. I am John Cena right now.
He's got no camera.
In the words of John Cena, are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
I think Gannon got it, but the rest of us are old.
Because you guys are elderly.
I have to make that joke in one of my videos soon. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I got to figure out the green screen. Because I've got green screen everywhere in here. So I got to figure out how to do it.
Well, remember, we're Transformers fans. So if you had said they literally call themselves Decepticons, we would get that joke. But, you know.
Bye-bye.
Are you sure about that?
That's what she said.
Yeah. Where were we?
Well, my kids came in before too, so like it was kind of fun, but earlier. But this Quake figure, I'm like, heck yeah, I want to complete the 87, 88 Target Masters. I would love for them to redo the 87 ones and like re-release them.
I'm on the fence with him because I know he's a G1 double Target Master, but that's all I know. I don't remember him from G1.
Well, he's an 88 figure.
I just remember kicking his ass and Rise of the Dark Spark. That's all I remember.
Say the last part again.
So I kind of want him because of what he is, but I kind of don't care because I don't remember him. So I'm kind of like,
he's kind of bigger now. I think like they made a bigger deal of him in the IDW comics. But he did show up, I think, in the later run of the Marvel run. So, I haven't
got some Align presence. He was in Dark Spark for a little bit, and he was like very significant in the promotion for that. So I know a lot of like that's where I first was like, oh, this is Quake. And he looks surprisingly a lot more G1 than a lot of them did in the games. But yeah, I just remember kicking the crap out of him in various modes of that game. Very blocky tank.
It's got to be blocky because that's kind of how the tank toy.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. I just know it's very blocky.
Who is he?
He's a retool of Skullgrin.
Okay, yeah,
and he actually looks like he wears the mold better because that Skullgrin figures.
Yeah, he actually turns into something.
And as much as I love Pretenders, man, that Skullgrin was not good. I got him out of principle because he's a pretender.
Did you guys see the fan mode thing? I have to pull him out, but he's got kind of a fan mode. If you like make the skull head like the front of the tank, like a battering ram, like you literally transform Skullgrin into a battering ram and tank instead of like that brick thing that he is.
I'll have to look that up.
He's literally just like everyone's like, well, isn't that just what a tank is? I'm like, no. It's he barely had he doesn't have any treads. He just I can't describe what he is. It's just
dude, that fan mode is cool.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Hold on. Fan mode. Legacy Skullgrin.
Here.
Where is it?
Just Google.
Yeah, this one right here.
There it is. That's the picture I'm looking at right now. That one right there.
That's way better.
Yeah, I like that way better.
That actually looks pretty damn cool.
Yep. Yeah, if you do this as the actual all mode, it's like a battering ram there with the skull, and
yeah, I may have to try that. I had no idea. I have not seen this. That is cool. Man. Yeah. One of the things that Patriot Prime and I have been saying for years, like we want Pretenders that are not this big. We finally get one, and this is what we got. It's like
we wanted them to do Pretenders right.
Yeah, you know? Like I'm buying it because I've been begging for this, but I'm not happy about it.
No,
I know. I want the shell with articulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be up to third party to do that. I'm not thrilled about that, but that just might be what it comes down to.
This tank is serviceable for Quake, though.
That's actually,
oh yeah,
it's a better tank mode than Skullgrin. Okay, I heard the best description for this figure. It's we have Missing Link Convoy at home.
Yes, yeah.
Yep. What this is.
That's exactly.
I was the one that came up. I was the one that posted that on Twitter first. I said, "This is what I said." Mom, can we eat out? And it says, no, we have food at home, but she actually gets the Blackstone out and makes something really good.
Yeah.
That Missing Link Prime, though, is beautiful. Yeah. Now you have the toy one, right?
I have the toy version with the trailer because me. Because I have
Is it bad that I
have the cartoon one and I'm happy with
me?
What's that, Mike?
Is it bad that I have two copies of both because I'm me?
Because you can
Yeah,
afford it.
I'm
Don't you
too
also
cheap
have,
right
like,
now,
the
and I don't want to
Hot
buy
Wheels
one.
miniature? Don't you also have like the Hot Wheels miniature that I wanted?
The one I got from Rodimus, yeah.
Yeah, you dick.
I love the way that
Oh,
thing
yeah.
is packaged so that you can swap the clamshell over and display it in either mode.
Yeah, I'm sure it's great. Good for you. Enjoy.
Speaking of late 80s Target and Headmasters, this is going to be video 100
Nice.
plus these
Nice.
idiots.
I figured you
We're gonna
would
do
do
all of
that
them.
one when I did the other two that went with them or with her.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the night beat you
I
got it
planned on it, but
last year?
yeah, I got it. Yeah, we got it at the same time.
Yeah. So Gannon and I got these together. Like they had all three of the Headmaster Juniors, and he got Night Beat, and I grabbed the other two.
Okay.
And I figured, I did those reviews like right after TFCon. I did those reviews. I figured you'd be doing yours right in the same time frame.
Well,
So
since he's my favorite character, I wanted to save him for something special, you know. So
I don't
I went
agree
ahead
with
and
the
grabbed.
statement
I had to
here
grab the
about
Revenge
the
of the Fallen
trailer.
one again because I had it as a kid and lost him. So that was the one I was missing, and now I've got them all except for the club one. But I'm not going to waste my time chasing that one. It's so hard to find right now.
But what I was trying to get at was that like with Optimus Prime, because like since we're talking about Optimus Prime, the like I like the cartoon colored Optimus, but I mean it would have been nice to get the missing link one. This is nice for anybody who just like wants like a small little Prime, and I'm tempted to get him for my kids, like just like here's an Optimus Prime for you guys, so that they have a Prime to play with. And I don't mind if it gets beat up or broken. Whereas like the missing link, you don't want that getting broken. You just like you were just you just sit there with it and it's like it sits in your hand. You're like yes, but that Studio Series 86 Prime. Bert got frozen. We lost Bert.
Bert got so upset about this Prime he left.
Happen again?
So it's obviously on my end.
Yeah, it's got to be. Now, I don't know if because I have Spectrum. I don't know if it's on your end, but
yeah, it's got to be on my end.
I've got
Target earlier in the week said they earlier because they had one 86 Bumblebee left in stock. Couldn't find him in the toy aisle. I want to get that Bumblebee, but I'm kind of like, how is he? Is he good?
He's good.
He's very good as far as I've heard. He's very good.
So the only gripe that I have with him, honestly, is that there is nowhere to hide away his blaster in vehicle mode. Like he's got on the back of his vehicle mode, he's got that little slot back there.
Right.
And then the blaster has that little tab on the side. So you kind of like tab his blaster to the back of the vehicle. And it's kind of BS.
Yeah.
But underneath this part in vehicle mode, there's actually enough room that you can shove the weapon in there before you finish transforming them. And it'll stay in there. It's like not secured anywhere, but it's in the vehicle and it actually works. So, like I said, minor gripe because you can actually work around it. You can fan mode it and throw the weapon inside the vehicle.
Studio Series 86 Bumblebee.
Yeah, obviously he doesn't look exactly like a 71 Beetle because he looks like what he looked like in the cartoon.
Yeah.
I
just wish that
that's the whole point.
Was less squared because even in the cartoon it was more rounded like a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah. You know what his vehicle mode looks like, honestly? Think of okay, so you know how his G1 vehicle was like a little penny racer?
Right.
Think of like an MP or a Studio Series version of that.
Yeah.
Is basically what it looks like.
That's what I was thinking too.
And you get this robot mode, which is
I'm just glad this one's not
now. Joe, one thing I was going to tell you is if you're one to get it, I wouldn't. And the guy that commented there and wanted to get one, if there's not any left, just wait about a week or two, and they'll be right back because it's one of those A-lister items that they've
supposed to be
said is going to keep coming back and over and over and over until they basically run out of them at the factory.
I'm also I also want to get that Springer.
Like you can check Target online or you can check Walmart online.
But this year, right now, is a tight year budget wise. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many good Transformers, but it's like not enough to go around.
Yeah. Like Joe, you know where I live in the boonies up here.
Yep.
Like my Walmarts around here, the toy stocking where I live is terrible.
Same
so
here.
I went online. This is what's weird.
Yeah.
So I found the G1 articulated turtles. I couldn't find these anywhere. So I went on Walmart.com, ordered them, and they were delivered the same day.
That skin on them looks terrible, though.
I like it. But I was like, okay, let me get this straight. I got these delivered the same day. I ordered them like mid-morning, like 10 in the morning, and they arrived that day. Obviously, the stores around me have them. They're just not putting them on shelves.
Yep. Yeah. And the problem I have is like I have 7 Walmarts within like a 40-mile radius of me, and all of them are always late on like stocking the waves on time. They're like maybe 3 months behind on waves right now, and Target always gets them in right then.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have one Target, so there's a scalper that keeps coming in and grabbing everything. So I have to like race Game of Death style to beat him every time. Because one day I knew it was him because I walked in and he was walking out arm in arm with 86 wheelie, 86 RC, like 4 different ones on each side of his arm. I was like, dude,
I have called Target. Like I'll check online for the guy that was making the comment. You can go on, you can search on the Target app or the Target online, and you can filter in store, or like in stock in store. And you'll get the SKU number, you get everything. You can call the store, and most of the time you can get somebody to go grab one and put it on the service desk for you. I've done that on multiple occasions where I just drive to the store and pick it up from the service desk.
Okay.
I went to my Walmart today and we were looking, and this is a Walmart I don't go to very often, and they had the entire Dorito Jazz Wave out, like brand new out.
Yeah, my Walmart. Wow. That's what my Walmart has right now too. The Dorito.
The one that I want is the Sideswipe, but I think I've seen him once, and I didn't have the funds for it. I was like, no.
Yeah. My Walmart has that traffic.
I still have to grab Dead End.
The traffic cone seeker that's blue with the checkered traffic cone pattern on it.
Cloud cover.
Yeah, we had that one on.
Yeah. Cloud cover.
Yeah, my Walmart has that on the shelf right now.
Yeah, so does mine. It was on clearance.
Cloud cover is a nice figure. He's a really nice seeker to add. Like, I gotta say, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, why would I want to add that one to my?" I'm like,
yeah,
dude, it's nice. It's a nice looking seeker jet.
That's why I made that adapter for the drone or the Autobot trooper heads. It's a good looking figure, and that blue and white works really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna army build them if I can find more.
Army building if you wanted to, or how do you guys feel about Soundwave getting re-released?
Good. Maybe more yellow.
Size, or is that the little glass size? Which one's that?
This is the Netflix Soundwave. They're reissuing it.
Oh, okay. Well,
but he's coming with Buzzsaw instead of Laserbeak.
I got to buy him again for Buzzsaw. Yep. God damn it.
An all black Ravage and Rumble in Toy Frenzy colors.
See, I feel good about this because I haven't got to handle this version yet. I have the Siege one.
That looks like
that doesn't have all the smashed in glass.
Did they use an image of the core class for his cassette mode? Or his tape player mode?
That's still his Voyager.
Is it with the feet with the feet flipped over the legs like that?
Yeah, because the core class has the little cat ear tips on the sides.
I just haven't transformed mine in
like the titanium
forever. Hi.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to do a Studio Series 86 Soundwave, and it's going to be a different mold.
That is you as a baby, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah, that might happen, but then again, they might just give it balls to the wall color scheme,
Because dude, this is selling out.
Yeah, I was
like the way the Rumble looks.
I think wasn't there a lot of people that wanted the Soundwave and weren't able to get it?
Yep.
And the people who got it, if you look at mine, the calves, like all the silver yellowed.
I'll have to look at mine. But I think it's a good thing because it's a popular character and a lot of people missed out. So that's good.
I like the
making
darker
switch of
blue.
the cassettes kind of sucks. That feels sneaky.
Yeah, it is a darker blue. It does look. I mean, this is Takara's release, so I don't know if they're changing up the blue or if it's just their photography.
So I think
I know.
I'm
Looks
correct
great.
me if I'm wrong, anyone in the comments, but I think Hasbro's is a little bit lighter, just tiny bit, but
Okay.
not by much.
I think it's
There is
still darker
variation.
than the other the Netflix one.
Look at the blue on the inside of
Yeah,
his
it
leg,
is.
though. Like he's got a lighter blue on the inside of his leg.
Right.
See that?
Well, this right here is kind of
Is
like
that
part of
accurate to the original? Here, let me look at that. No, that's inaccurate to the original. The original's still, yeah, it's pretty well matched up with the
Yeah, let me listen.
sticker.
Let me listen, please.
Netflix Soundwave is a perfect example of scalper. Yeah. Well, the problem with the Netflix wave is that came out
Short
in the
patch.
middle of the pandemic, so like distribution was terrible, but it's
Yeah.
still terrible.
It
Dude,
is.
I ordered
Oh, yeah.
Swoop. I ordered Frenzy, the Studio Series 86 Frenzy. I ordered him back in October. He got delayed until like still coming till January.
Yeah, and that was the first thing I opened with my Hot Shot review. I was like, Hasbro's distribution sucks, and it
Yes.
still does, even though they keep blaming it on COVID.
It's not just
still bad,
Hasbro.
and it hasn't adjusted.
It's
Yeah.
not just Hasbro. Mattel.
Yeah, Mattel's bad too.
There are still Masters of the Universe Origins figures from Christmas season of 2021 sitting at my Target.
Wow.
An entire end
And
cap, all of them.
technically, Jada does it too, because their early wave of Fast and Furious, because I do some of those cars. Their early wave of Fast and Furious and their Power Ranger cars are still on shelves.
Well,
I
that
couldn't believe
wave,
it. And those are from like
that Motu wave. They overstocked it everywhere. Walmart, Target, everywhere. They overstocked it. It didn't sell, and then Mattel just stopped distributing figures, and then stopped sending figures to stop selling at retails because they said, well, those figures aren't selling at retail. Well,
Oh, there he goes again.
Womp womp.
okay, so this
internet.
is what I'm very excited for.
I have a question
This
about
is
this.
like, I don't care that I own the first one. I'm very excited to get this.
That's my
This
question.
is
Is
a
this a retool
lion head.
of the Legacy?
It's new head, and that's
the
it.
legacy with a new head
Everything else
and
is the same.
a different gold.
It's a
Yep.
new. It's a new line. It's a cartoon accurate lion head.
Yes.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Yes,
that's the Legacy.
which is what we
right?
wanted to begin with.
Absolutely, that's what I wanted to begin with. So yeah, it sucks because I want this.
Yeah,
This-
so did I.
It's cartoon accurate. Sucks that I have the other one.
Because
That was a
I thought
dumb
this
lion
figure
head.
was near perfect at the time. Outside
was
of
just a lion head.
Hoist gave me those guns for it, and that made it.
Oh, and the guns
even
here are
better.
actually colored instead of being terrible color. Like it was all yellow.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looks so good, man. Like, yeah, this is what we should have gotten in the first place.
yep.
So I'm definitely gonna double dip and get this one because look at it.
Yeah, he does look good. I got to get footage for him for my next video.
I just
Yeah,
don't
I'm not
understand
doing his
why
character.
we
No.
didn't get that to begin with. I just don't understand.
Because they knew we would double dip and get the right one.
Probably.
No, I don't think so.
Well-
Here's the thing: like Takara always knows their audience for who's buying their toys. They know that the adult collector is really going after it. So if they're gonna do a character, they want to make it more accurate. So, Hasbro is always like, where can we make it more cost effective or whatever. But Takara is like, if the adults are going to buy it, they're going to want the more cartoon accuracy. So like they did the Beast Wars again with Optimus and Megatron, and then they did the Ghost Star Scream. So they always go above and beyond,
Yeah, so that they're making their approach to repaints and releases is starting to come back, and I think that's what a lot of people have wanted, because I know there were a lot of people out there that were buying the Takara releases of certain figures back in the day, like with Legends and Unite Warriors and everything, just because the color scheme was a little bit different. But now we're starting to see that again since the merger, which I'm
Yep.
kind of glad about because we end up getting things like this, you know.
Because that I'm telling you that I have the Beast Wars again set for Primal and Megatron. It's a great set. I want to get the Starscream and Waspinator set, just because that's like the clear plastic for Starscream just being like a ghost Starscream, and then of course having Waspinator with the Decepticon symbol on his head instead of the Predacon symbol is always cool. So this one, I wonder if a fan actually was able to cast the plastic to just swap out the head, it would save us a lot of money, but
yeah,
that's not going to happen. So it's like you got to double dip for a figure.
I don't expect this to be any more expensive than like $40 maybe. That'd probably
Plus
be the absolute
import fees.
max it goes for.
Plus the shipping.
Yeah.
When I was pricing it out on Amazon, Japan, and a couple other places, yeah, it's about $40. And you're just looking at shipping. I've already found it. I didn't order it yet, but I already found it.
Explain something to me. How is it that I can be on Teams video calls at work all day long on this computer, and the minute I get on StreamYard, I lose the internet 4 times?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's 9:30.
Placement test, take an hour and a half placement test with no problem, and then we get on StreamYard and my internet shits the bed.
Because all the kids are playing Fortnite.
Probably. In China, they're doing a Transformers cartoon. That's a bit. They've actually explained what it is. It's a dream sequence. It's literally like a kid dreams about Transformers and Nezha in China.
Well, there's that exclusive figure that they've had running around in Cyberverse for a little bit in the front there.
Yep. So it's all the Cyberverse characters, and then this Nezha, Chinese culture, whatever he is. I don't know.
No thanks.
Does not look interesting.
Nope.
It's the Mario Brothers 2 of Transformers.
That's a good analogy.
I don't like your tone there, Mike.
Did you ever see that series that came out? It was a Japanese only series, and it was, I think, like between Beast Hunters and
Go. It's Go.
Oh, Transformers Go.
Transformers Go.
And like half of the show, there's like the first half of the show and the second half of the show are the same story, but they're told from like red team perspective and blue team perspective. But
there's the Shinobi volume, and then there's the call it something else.
Okay, so that wasn't
the something else volume.
Samurai
volume. That's what it is. Samurai and Shinobi. The final fights are exactly the same, except with a different combiner.
Yeah, and they had terrible toys.
But
your daughter's dancing behind you.
I see her. Yeah, I just demonetized your video because now it's for children.
No, it's fine. It's fine because my kids came in for a short stint. In fact, I'm going to do the exact same.
We've already yelled obscenities. I mean,
yeah,
I think we'll be fine.
She's heard plenty today. My wife dragged me to 4 furniture stores today. She's heard plenty of obscenities from me in the car.
Well,
why?
Keep it clean. You want to say hi?
Let me say hi.
Hi.
Come here, say hello.
Hi.
Come here so they can see you. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
Only one we're missing is there you go. Look, we have another
one.
There we go.
Hi. Everyone give a hi.
The only one missing is Dylan, but I think he's still hugging that cow. All right.
Moo.
Okay, it's bedtime, sweetheart.
Okay.
Don't worry, Tree. One day you'll catch up.
Yeah. The only one missing is Dylan, but I think he's still hugging that cow.
Everyone's frozen.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
What was that last part you said?
I said the only kid that's missing is Dylan, but I think he's still hugging that cow. You guys see that picture?
Yeah.
Patriot Prime posted a picture of Dylan like hugging a cow.
Yeah. Dylan was hugging a cow, right?
For like an hour. He's just been sitting there with his cow.
Moo.
Happy FaceTime.
Moo.
It's called the Smiling Critters. FY.
Smiling critters. Oh,
She like-
there's
You
Mr.
like
Will.
horror games?
Yeah, bring your kids to work.
Recommend bring your kids to work day.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was just so much that it wasn't canceled. It's that it's just exclusive to China. Like it's just a Chinese market thing, but they're still talking about it in places. So it's kind of weird. We already got Lio Prime during Titan's Return. Oh yeah, well that was a whole other thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have that one too because if they put Prime on there, Leo or otherwise, I'm getting it. They know they're getting my money.
Or Convoy or whatever, right?
Convoy, Optimus Prime, Leo Convoy, you name it. If it's related to this guy, I'm getting it.
Yep. Studio Series 86.
I'm ready for this thing to go bye-bye forever.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this thing to be done.
You need more trailer park trailers.
This guy's review comes out Monday morning. I found the Studio Series one.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, and it's a cool
I still gotta
contrast
get-
between the mainline one figure and this one. It's a really cool contrast because when I reviewed the mainline one, I referred to it as a deluxe class figure, but I guess it's more of a warrior class because it's that slightly smaller than deluxe, where this is a deluxe. So it actually, in contrast, that the mainline figure is Orion Pax / Optimus Prime. Well, when you put them side by side, it makes the perfect Orion Pax to this Optimus Prime. Because this one just looks bulkier and he's taller and like that's perfect on my shelf. That's Orion, that's Prime. Perfect.
Huh.
This is a great figure. I really pleasantly surprised
The
with
trailer upgrades we all spent money on are now worthless.
No, they're
Only
not.
doing their nemesis.
it. I disagree. There's it's still fantastic with the upgrades.
Yeah.
Duke, you watch it, Duke. I make those upgrades. You stop it.
Well,
This is next for me.
So I have two sets of upgrades for my Earthrise because I've got Mike's 3D printed stuff, and then I also got the non-F kit.
The non-F kit is the one I have. Yeah.
And that non-F kit is fantastic. I mean, you know, no offense to Mike.
Yep.
Like I said, I got two sets because I got one on
Well,
one trailer, one on another.
Airtox's roller was better.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I got to print more of those.
I'm still on the fence on getting that Target Prime. I still haven't gotten the Target Prime.
You need the Target Prime.
Since Mike sent his Target roller kit to everyone except me, I haven't bought one.
I will send you one in the next wave because they sell out within 2 hours of me putting them up. But I will send you one out of the next print.
One day I'm looking at the chat and everybody's talking about their Target rollers for their little Starbucks cup. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I didn't know what everyone got one but me. What is this? I get guy loses his job and suddenly he's no longer welcome in the group chat.
I'm gonna do a second set too. That's a supplementary set for the drone part.
Sorry, man, it's the veteran in me. It comes out.
I know. You swear like a sailor.
I do. Sort of like a paratrooper.
That too. That'll do it. No, I think that was Larkin. Larkin did the G2 Megatron.
No, I did.
The green one. The for the green G2 because how many G2 Megatron repaints we've got?
Yeah, Larkin did one that did the.
He
Yeah,
did
he
Put
chest
the
cannon.
shoulder cannon on.
Yeah, he did the shoulder
That
cannon
was
one.
Larkin, and my God, that's a good set. I
Yeah.
mean, it really ups that figure 200%.
Then there's somebody that actually did a head sculpt that you can print, but I don't have a printer. So, and I
Why don't you-
screwed that up.
I may know a couple of guys that have printers in our chat.
But none of us have resin printers. That's the problem. That head, I know what head you're talking about. You got to print that in resin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
I know a guy with a resin printer. Not me, but like one of Carmen's friends.
Oh, but
They do a lot of Yeah, they have like Dungeon and Dragon sessions here at the house, and like they design their own characters, and then he goes and designs them and prints them.
Oh,
He
okay.
prints little resin figures.
I did print one miniature on the A1 Mini with .2 nozzle, the smallest nozzle it has,
Go get Carmen.
and it was pretty fantastic.
So I don't know if you know who this guy is, Internet Comment Etiquette. He would go on people's videos and he would leave long comments. And they're always like full of like a lot of fun, weird stuff, but he'll feature the comment that he leaves on the video.
Huh.
And he actually left a comment on one of my videos, the one that's got like 2 million views.
Nice.
So, but the comment's no longer there because YouTube just screwed the pooch and just like it got deleted. So, but happens.
Never seen a company that is so anti its
Okay,
own.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll just move him out. I'll bring him back in when he comes back. So now there were two because Treebot's internet connection probably crapped out.
Probably.
But yeah. So I'm currently working on a script for episode 100 of my retrospectives. Big one too.
Nice.
And I'm going to try and see if I can get the voice actor for him to see if can do something special for it, which would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's very cool.
Possible, but we'll see. We'll see if that works. Don't know yet. So, what do you think about Transformers 1?
I don't really have any interest. I don't know why, but I don't have any interest in seeing it. That's definitely one of those, like, when it's on free, I'll watch it. But it's like, I don't know. I don't like that they're going to go back and do another friggin' origin story again. The voice acting seems fine. I don't hate the storyline. I don't hate the animations. The weird thing of them starting off as drones and being at the beginning of the war bothers me a little bit.
Oh, he knows who it is. That's why. Yeah, he knows who I'm doing. I'll put it in the private chat who I'm doing, but
And I'm trying to avoid the toy line because I saw a couple of them today, and I was like, nope, not doing it. I have enough of the crap. I have an entire storage unit filled with tubs of toys because I have too many for my house. I'm not going to go and get into another subline.
No, yeah, I'm not collecting anything from Transformers 1. I am going to go see the movie just because, like, it looks like it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine, I think. You're muted.
No, I had to because somebody was trying to rickroll us on her tablet.
Okay. I don't like the idea of Megatron and Optimus being friends before the war. You know, it just...
I didn't hate it, only because they did a really good job with it in IDW. And it's not even that they were, like, best friends. It was more of a, like, mutual respect and conversation and understanding thing. It was very... I don't know, it was told very well. But I don't like is the idea of making them besties and it being a buddy comedy.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden they're going to break up at some point in the movie.
And the trailers make it seem like the first trailer is only going to be like the first half hour of the movie because then they're definitely at each other's throats later, which you were best friends. Unless there's some kind of corruption that happens, best friends don't do that.
Yeah. Not to mention, it's going to literally be... It's almost going to be Magneto Xavier.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of that. You know,
level I saw in one of the last trailers, like battling out of mutual respect is one thing. Jumping to, I'm going to rip your face off, I'm going to kill you, when you were like grew up together, best friends in the beginning of the movie. At least that's the way it looks. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Right. And
That's
is
kind
there
of ridiculous.
going to be like an event that causes that is going to happen? It's like, well, it's because Optimus became, or Orion became Optimus. I don't know if I could buy that. Like that's like to me is still weird.
I also don't really like that instead of it being the corruption of the Cybertronian government, which it has been in like every version, that now they're just blaming the Quintessons.
Well, the Quintessons were always bad, but that's before Orion and Megatron came into the picture. Because if you follow Five Faces of Darkness Part 4 and War Dawn and Desertion of the Dinobots Part 2, the way the war like started was, well, first and foremost, you had like the Quintessons had already enslaved Cybertron, right? And they were mass producing consumer goods and military hardware. And the consumer goods eventually became the Autobots, and the military hardware eventually became the Decepticons. They eventually got wise enough to the point where they decided to have a revolution. They kicked the Quintessons off the planet. Then they had many years of peace.
Right.
Many, many years of peace. The Quintessons were already long gone. Then the Decepticons felt that they needed conquest because they're military. They've got nothing better to do, you know? And, oh, there he is.
Like the way IDW did it, because IDW does it in a way where, yeah, you had the Quintesson stuff, but eons ago, they drove them off. And then you've got eons of peace. And then there's some corruption, and maybe there's not, people aren't treated fairly, and it causes a revolution. But at no point was it Megatron and Orion Pax versus Quintesson. Like, it's like they're skipping an entire. I don't even know how long of a period that would be. They're skipping what is probably billions of years.
Millions of years, but yeah.
Shove it all together, and it's like it all happened at once.
Oh, I thought you designed it.
No. So
Okay.
this is my emotional support
Okay.
Displacer Beast Throckmorton. It was in my D&D campaign. We found one and I befriended it, and now he is in there. He is larger than every member of the party, and I lovingly call him Throcky.
So the dungeon master?
Yeah, my DM.
The dungeon master has a resin printer. And
Nice.
so he actually like prints their characters
He was going
for
to
their games that they have
print
here.
all of our minis, but it broke right after Throckmorton.
His printer's broken?
It broke right after Throckmorton.
Okay, well then
So
never
the
mind.
only one we have.
Joe needs a resin printer to have like a Megatron head printed.
I don't know if it's back up working, but when he went to, it broke right after. So the only mini we have for the entire campaign is Throckmorton.
Okay.
I don't know if it's back up. I can ask him.
Find out.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Find out. Then you can
I'm
find the
sending you
file
the
and-
files of the heads that I want to try and see if I can get printed.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, this is Throckmorton.
Thank you.
Yes, I made the.
My wife is already annoyed with Transformers 1 because of the middle finger joke. Because
I haven't been watching trailers for it or anything.
Yeah, there's a middle finger joke where Orion Pax goes, "Oh, my finger can transform," because he doesn't have his transformation cog yet, and he goes, which is funny.
That's funny.
But you've seen how young my kids are.
Yeah,
that's
Well,
pushing.
There's two cars in Transformers. The movie.
What
I bleep those out, right?
I think I was in the 5th or 6th grade when my parents took me to the movies to watch RoboCop. So, that's how we grew up. It's okay. They'll be fine. Kids
At
are
least it
resilient.
wasn't your mom joke.
Let's see what RoboCop was. What
87?
88?
88, yeah.
88, 87.
87.
87. So I was in the 6th grade, maybe.
6th grade's different. Sixth grade is different. My daughter is going in the 3rd grade.
Yeah.
I was 5. I definitely saw the movie in a drive-in with my parents.
Oh man, that explains a lot.
And they played Rambo First Blood before it.
Yeah, we used to go to the
Rambo?
movies, and it was my mom and my stepdad would sit down, and then my brother, who's 3 years younger than me, he and I would go down to, like, they like to sit in the back, but you know when you're little, you want to sit closer to the front because we're stupid. So we would go and sit further closer. So we wouldn't sit with our parents. My brother and I would sit, several rows up ahead, just the two of us. And whatever was on screen is whatever was on screen. It was just the two of us by ourselves, really.
Wow.
It was a Wild West, man, growing up in the 80s.
Yep.
My kids ask a lot of questions that they do. They ask a lot of questions. They do. Did you happen to watch my my reaction with them with Transformers the movie?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, I put that up around Christmas time.
I'm trying to. I think he did. At least parts of it.
Dude, I'm gonna have to make a 4-year membership badge for
oh wow,
for this guy.
I don't think I've been doing memberships on my channel for that long.
Wow.
That membership badge should just be his user icon.
You know something? Maybe I should actually see if I can get that logo, whatever he's got, and put that on there. That'd be cool. Put a few extra.
Lazy Jedi. His son saw Evil Dead in the 4th grade.
Evil Dead.
Let me remind you that there's a scene where trees are raping a girl in that movie.
Yes.
I'm really glad Benny had her headphones on. She's still sitting next to me. I'm walking away now.
You met Lazy Jedi. What's that small convention up in Jersey?
Retrocon?
Retrocon. You met Lazy Jedi at Retrocon.
Okay.
Well, he would have met TFCon too. He was at TFCon.
I know him from years and years and years ago. He's a co-host of the Mediocre Show podcast.
Okay.
So I've known him for years, and I was actually going to go. What was it? I think it was the year you moved down here. I was going to go. I actually had the tickets bought and everything, and then something happened and I wasn't able to go. I think the year before that, Lazy Jedi. Yeah, I think the year before that, Lazy Jedi was up there and he met you. He sent me pictures. Hey, I met Rodimus Primal. And
that's cool. Yeah, no, I wanted to go to RetroCon again this year because Rose and Tony are good people, and the convention's always a fun time to go. But the only convention I'm able to make it to this year is TFCon, and I may make it to Ocala Comic Con.
My daughter's been on me about Ocala Comic Con. They got a really good guest list this year.
Yeah.
On your way,
it's not that far from me. So
the only convention I'm going to is WorkCon.
It's WorkCon.
WorkCon will understand why you're coming to TFCon, Bert.
New Job Con.
Cybertronic Spree. That was always a fun time too.
God, I want to see them so bad.
God, I'm going to TFCon that weekend, and then 2 days later, I have to drive to Kansas City for a wedding.
So speaking of the Cybertronic Spree, right after one of the concerts, because they've come now, I think 4 or 5, like they're going to be their 5th time at RetroCon. One of the times they came, Rose had a prop matrix that you can put your fingers in and open up.
That's cool.
And she handed it.
RC in the band.
No. Rose is one of the people who runs RetroCon.
Oh, okay.
So she was front row. I was kind of hanging out there. And I think, Lazy Jedi probably remembers this, is that I had the Matrix in my hand. Like she handed it to me, and they were going to take a picture of me, opening it. And because the plastic on her Matrix was a little loose, it pops off every now and then. So I go to open it, and it pops off. And everybody's going, dude, Rodimus, you broke the Matrix. You broke the Matrix, didn't you? Like they're quoting Galvatron from The Bird and Hardest to Bear.
That's hysterical.
So, yeah, that was fun times. Okay.
I think he's talking about, because I couldn't remember why last minute I didn't go that year to RetroCon.
Okay.
I think that's what he's referring to, because I was actually going to go up there and meet up with Frank. Maybe were we talking about me staying with you? I don't. I think this is what he's talking about. And then last minute he had to like drop plans and not go. And I'm like, I mean, it was $50, so that's fine. I won't go either. And I think that might be what he's referring to, is that his grandmother died, and that's why we dropped the plans of going.
Okay.
So, but we're still, yeah. Sorry to hear that, Frank. It was, it was terrible.
So I don't know what this is. The voice of Ultimate Expanse of our Transformers 40th anniversary documentary.
I think he's asking if you would like to be the voice. Is he making a documentary? He wants you to be the voice. Yeah, Lazy Jedi's confirming. I was going to go up there. I was going to stay with him, and then his grandmother died, and we kind of just dropped plans. I'd forgotten all about that, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
What's going on? I guess the Slag is finishing up his podcast. I know he usually has his podcast at 8. I normally don't do live streams on Saturday nights, so it's like unfortunately there's overlap.
It's been a while since we've done a live stream like with the group, It's and we keep talking about it in the chat, like, hey, we got to do one. We haven't done one in forever.
I know.
And we just never pull the trigger.
Nope.
But it keeps us like engaged, because we all talk about Transformers, and just we talk about everything. We talk about life.
Yeah.
Right. Plastic robots that make us happy.
It is working, and he would be willing.
Oh, okay. So the resin printer is working, and he'd be willing. So send me the files.
Yeah, pass the files.
Send me the files for that Megatron face, and I'll pass it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. What are our thoughts?
Frank, don't you start that, man.
We're not starting. We're not starting.
Don't fall for it. It's bait.
Nope.
Okay.
That's bait.
That's bait.
That's
bait.
as bad. That's as bad as like, because there are people who read like every like they get super chats, and they'll read on every super chat, and like people
I'm gonna
make
tell you something
type like nig.
I'm gonna tell you something you don't
like
know that I know, but you don't know, but I know because of that comment. Frank is on his 4th beer right now.
Okay.
Yeah. You start getting beers into Frank, and he starts going into the Optibotomist rants.
Okay.
So, bait. Don't fall for it.
Never ask us our opinion of other people.
He's on his 5th, he says.
We're here to talk about robots.
Interesting one.
That's one of the things, like, so one of the things that generally, like all of us in our group are pretty much on the same mind frame about is not engaging in any kind of talk about other YouTubers. We don't do it, and then we don't let other people come in and do it either. Like across all of our channels,
the
rule of thumb, like somebody comes into our channel and starts leaving comments about another YouTuber, good or bad, we will put a stop to that, because we have had other YouTubers that will try to start like a 90s radio DJ war with us for either for fun or for attention or for who knows what, and we just don't engage. We don't talk about other YouTubers, and we don't let people talk about other YouTubers either. We want to stay away from all of that drama.
The only time that like I'll talk about another YouTuber is because I'm relaying a conversation I may have had with one at a convention. And it might have been whatever it was, and then of course like we might talk about it like like whatever with someone else, but like with each other, but never like we won't sit here and berate people
not on a public forum like this. We just won't do it.
No.
Good or bad, regardless of what our thoughts may be about anybody, like we're not just going to sit here and talk about, especially if they're not here to defend themselves.
Right.
Nope.
That's just inviting like just bad crap. I mean, we've had drama started with us on YouTube. Like we try to avoid this crap, and we still have had drama started with us on
TFCon, which almost turned into something, which did not, eventually turned into something awesome.
Yeah. And we just don't engage, and it'll go. I mean, we've had.
I'm not even talking about this. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. We just, we've had people that will try to start stuff with us, and we just don't engage, and then it just goes away, and that's that pretty much.
Yeah, he wants that thing. He wants that head printed too for his YouTube. It's an awesome head. It is an awesome head.
What figure is it for?
G2 Megatron.
For the green one?
Yeah.
Well, I can promise you there will definitely be 2 heads being printed.
Or 3 or 4.
That is one figure. I don't know how many. I have so many add-on kits because I have Larkin's kit on there. It's like every time something comes out for that figure, I get it and I just keep adding crap to that figure. That is a fun figure to just keep being modular with it.
Did I send you the set that turns him into it turns the green G2 Megatron into the shattered, it's the shattered glass parts that I made because Hasbro pissed me off. But I did them in the same green that G2 Megatron's in, so it gives him the wings and the extra cannons and everything.
I don't have that one. No, I didn't get that one.
I didn't make very many of them because they weren't. I made them and I sold a couple, and then some grandmother bought it for a 5-year-old and wanted her money back because her 5-year-old broke it 30 seconds after he got it. And I'm like,
it's a 3D printed.
Why would you give that to a 5-year-old? Yeah. No, I don't do refunds.
You have to also probably put a disclaimer that like
Yo,
look at Michael disclaimer in every listing.
That's why he doesn't talk to me because we don't engage.
That's the other thing. We also don't talk politics. You know,
true. That's one of those things that Patriot Prime has gotten a lot of unjustified political hatred towards him simply because of the name. People immediately think of one thing with it, and it's gotten him a lot of negative attention. And it's one of those things that, like one time I came to his defense, like somebody was saying some stuff to him, and I came to his defense, and then this person jumped on me too, like, you're like him too. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Let me tell you something about me and Patriot Prime's political views right now.
You guys are literally opposite ends of the
spectrum. On the opposite side of the spectrum, and you see how Jay and I are. Like, we're best friends. You know, like he has stayed at my house for weeks at a time. Like, we go out of our way to go meet up with you. Like, me and Jay are like this. And when it comes to politics, we couldn't be any more polar opposites. And
well, that's why you can hang out here, Diamond.
We're adults about it. Plain and simple. We're like, hey, we don't agree on this stuff. I'm not going to change your mind. You're not going to change mine. Why bother? That's just stupid. Let's talk about these things instead. This is what makes us happy. Mm-hmm. And that's the way, I mean, everybody in our little group or clique, we're all over the spectrum when it comes to politics. We all know it. We all know where we stand politically, and we're like, okay, great. Yeah, he thinks one way, I think another, and who cares? Let's go to conventions together.
Yep. We want to talk about these guys.
My daughter just popped her head in, and she said, in my case, I'm on the spectrum.
Oh, you're on the spectrum?
I win.
But yeah, just
I gotta go run and put the little one to bed. I'll be back.
Right. Just the fact that they gave Jay that nickname at Shardicon, and it's literally because of his tattoo, because he's got a tattoo of Optimus Prime holding the American flag.
Yep.
And people started calling him Patriot Prime because they didn't know his name, so hey, Patriot Prime guy, and that's literally where that name came from. Yep. But it's because of how touchy politics are right now. People see that word and immediately think one way or another about him, and just make an assumption, and that's it. And he's gotten a lot of negativity over it completely for no reason, completely unjustified.
He definitely has. So Bill wants to know, what do we think about a G.I. Joe crossover Defiant Space Complex heavily retooled from the Kingdom arc?
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that with G.I. Joe vehicles and sets, they're to scale with G.I. Joe figures, and the arc would not be.
Yeah.
That would be the only issue.
That's the thing, is that the that's why I don't like the Megatron HISS tank so much.
Is it not a scale? I thought it was.
Oh, it is. That's the problem. It's to scale as a HISS tank.
Yeah.
For G.I. Joe figures. And then in robot mode, it's massive. But it's a better HISS tank than it is a Megatron toy.
Oh, gotcha. See, I haven't seen one in person.
I got one.
That's what I thought was cool, because I haven't picked up any of the G.I. Joe crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things I thought was cool about it is that in vehicle mode, they make good G.I. Joe vehicles.
They
they look like a vehicle and they're in scale, and that's what that needs to be.
What they did is that they made a Megatron out of a Hiss tank instead of a Megatron that could transform into a Hiss tank.
Sorry, Diamond Lock Productions just said, let's be honest, politics is the worst fandom.
Yes. that is a good one.
They are worse than Ghostbusters. And I say that as a Ghostbuster, by the way.
And here it is. That's what it should be. You can, disagree and find common things on grounds you love.
And
here's the
really
thing.
is.
Duke, I know he agrees with me a lot on certain political issues, and there are some things he does disagree with me on, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing,
Joe and I are the same way.
Yeah.
We got, I'd say about 50-50 stuff we agree on and stuff we absolutely do not see eye to eye with. And you don't see that. It's so stupid to get let politics just mess up stuff like this. It's so dumb to just let politics get in between friendships. Yep. And every single person in our group is like that. We're all over the place and we don't care. We just don't care about that, man. You do you and your voting group. The rest of the time we're just doing robots and nerdy stuff and just being friends.
Poor Larkin gets heat, but it is what it is, It's
yeah.
What do you think about they're doing Constructicons? For it's not for Legacy, it's for Studio Series 86.
Are those? They're not the same as the ones that for the Titan Returns. Are these new molds?
This is a brand new mold.
Okay, then
we're going to sell 4 Voyagers of Constructicons.
Okay,
and 1 Commander class of Hook and Long Haul.
Wait, so 1 Commander class of Hook and Long Haul. So the 2 of them are coming together,
right? With parts to combine to Devastator, and the other 4.
So is Long Haul a Commander class with a bunch of parts, and Hook a Commander class with a bunch of parts?
No, they're all. It's going to be 4. It's going to be 6 Voyagers that are going to combine, and they're going to be. The thing is they're going to be as tall as the Legacy Menasor. So he's going to be smaller, but you're going to pay Commander class pricing for Long Haul and Hook, but they're going to come with all the parts for Devastator. And then the other Constructicons are going to come separately, sold individually. And it's going to be for Studio Series 86.
I don't hate that.
No. A lot of people are upset because it's next year is Commander class figure is part of the Constructicons. So.
Because I hate that one.
I don't mind him combined, but individual Constructicons, they're terrible.
I hate that the left arm doesn't stay together. There's a little stupid tab that's made dumb on his left arm. And it's never stayed together.
Yeah.
And I got that on the re-release. I think I got him on the re-release.
Okay. So it's 2 Deluxes, 2 Voyagers. So I think Bone Crusher and Scavenger are probably going to be the Deluxes.
The hamster fell off the wheel again. Okay, so 4 Voyagers, right?
So it's 2 Deluxes. It's going to be Scavenger. I'm willing to bet it's going to be Scavenger and Bone Crusher are going to be the Deluxes.
Okay.
And then
2 Voyagers.
2 Voyagers. And then Commander class.
Leader classes with parts.
Yeah.
So they would be like leader classes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that Devastator will likely be bigger than the Titans Return Devastator.
They actually said it's going to be smaller. He's going to be into scale with the Dinobots so that he can pick up the Dinobots.
Oh, then
that would make him bigger than the
Titans Dinobots. He better be big as hell.
Yeah,
that would make him bigger than Titans Return.
Possibly.
Good.
I don't know.
Where the hell am I going to put that? I'm out of room.
I know. I still have to open up my Omega Supreme.
I don't have Omega Supreme, man.
Yeah, I have Omega, and I have Scorponok, and I have Fort Max.
Motu has taken over this room with Eternia. I got Eternia, that whole bottom section that used to be all turtles is now Masters of the Universe and Eternia's in the corner. Like I had to take the shelves that were sitting, like, you know, the lowest I could put them was this far off the ground, off the floor. I ended up taking all the brackets off and just putting the shelf on the floor, right directly on the rug.
I ask again.
So,
where are you putting the new one?
yeah, so that I could just fit this stuff. So I got like Castle Grayskull, Eternia, Snake Mountain, the Fright Zone. Like I got, it's taken over, and I don't have anywhere to put anything large like that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm bringing this back up really quickly because Princeton Phalanx asked this question, and so because of that, I'm going to play this again.
Stop! Let go of my dad!
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear it?
I did not hear it. I saw you guys doing this, but I didn't hear a thing. I don't know what just happened.
Do I got to play it again? Hold on.
Stop! Let go of my dad!
Not hearing anything.
That's weird.
Da, 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 da.
It's
I don't know the rest of the song.
Oh, okay. I know that. I didn't hear anything on this side.
Weird.
That's weird.
Okay, I'm gonna have to send that to you in the private chat. Do I think they'll ever make a Devastator toy with Prowl? I don't know.
Yeah, if that Devastator, if it's Studio Series 86.
Yeah,
so it'll be
it's gonna be
cartoon
G1.
accurate. Possibly bigger than the Titan. Yeah, I'm getting that, man, for sure. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but I'll get them.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
I'll have to
need.
put together. Well, my Legacy Menasor is right there.
I got mine
I
up there.
So, well, it's a nice figure altogether. Once he's
It
put
really
together,
is. It really is.
nice. There was a couple other questions I saw here that don't think they'll ever do a USS Flag crossover.
Somebody said, forget politics. Rumble Red or Frenzy Blue is the real divisive argument, or something like that.
Now that will divide a nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody made at TFCon in Orlando. Somebody had a USS Flag. But
Yes,
it was
I saw that,
painted like
yeah.
Broadside, and they had a bunch of MP Seekers
Mounted on them.
taking off. It was awesome.
It was awesome, and it was a "Do Not Touch" sign on the there.
You know what's funny is that was the second time that I saw a USS Flag that week, and it was the first time that I'd seen a USS Flag in my life. Like Patriot Prime and I went to my local arcade, and there's a toy store right next door before TFCon, and they have a USS Flag there, and that's the first time I'd ever seen one in person. And then 2 days later at TFCon, we saw another USS that Broadside USS Flag. I'd never seen one in my life in person, and then I saw two in 1 week.
You know that what's his name? Flint Dilley said the one they had at the Sunbow headquarters was their coffee table.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And he said like they used to, they were smoking cigarettes back then, so they were smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, so it had stains and everything like that on there. But that was their coffee table, was the USS Flag at Sunbow. So, yeah.
Diamond Lock Production. It's very simple. Rumble is blue and Frenzy is blue.
That's as crazy. You know that's the same like argument with like who became Cyclonus.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those this week on Facebook.
I sit there and I ask the question. I say, okay, you see two characters become Cyclonus on screen. You understand that, but you understand there's only one Cyclonus,
right?
So the question then becomes, was there an intention? And then what was the answer that came direct from the source? Who's the direct source? Flint Dilley. Now, he is very loose with his answers, but his answer is Skywarp.
Yeah.
Now, from what you look at with the storyboards say
Bombshell.
The storyboard says Decepticons.
Yeah.
And it shows Bombshell. So Bombshell is part of the equation. So the real answer is both.
I've always thought of it this way. It makes sense for it to be Skywarp and Thundercracker, because if Starscream was Megatron's lieutenant and now he's gone, it makes sense that
the two
Starscream's left and right hand become Galvatron's lieutenants. But I saw an argument on Facebook this week where somebody posted a screenshot of Starscream's coronation where you see Thundercracker.
All of them, yeah.
And somebody, see, Thundercracker's in the scene, so he couldn't have become Cyclonus. It was Bombshell. And one of the comments to that was another screenshot from the coronation where you see all of them. Like, hey, Bombshell's there too. So it's not him either.
Right. Well, here's the thing, though. The coronation scene was animated before because they changed.
Every Decepticon that died was in that scene.
Well, no. But hear me out. There's a reason for that, because the origin of Galvatron was done differently up until when they had already animated that part. So they already animated Galvatron or Starscream, its coronation. But Galvatron, the thing is that Astrotrain didn't make it. They didn't dump everybody in space. They made it back to Cybertron. They had a big fight at that location, and one of the statues tumbles onto Megatron and kills him. And the sparks of all the previous Decepticons, including Megatron, end up in space, and the life sparks, as they were known in the early part of the script, meet up with Unicron, who gives them bodies. So that was the original.
That was the intent.
Scene.
Yeah.
The earlier origin from the first draft was that Megatron becomes Galvatron, comes back, and Unicron transforms all of the Decepticons. So the Seekers became a new Seeker force, and then the rest of the Decepticons became Sweeps. And that was it. But that was the first draft, the one that was written in August of 84. So the August 84 script, I think it was, that's how early the script was written for the Transformers.
They already knew.
What's that?
So in 84, when they started selling Diaclone toys, they already knew we're going to run out of toys and we need to write a movie to change all of these things around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they were already intending to just replace everybody. Yeah. But they changed all that in the subsequent drafts. So really what it boils down to is that the creation scene that we see was based upon the final draft, and they couldn't figure out who was going to be who. So they just lined everybody up. Thundercracker becomes, Scourge, but Cyclonus was also supposed to have an entire army of clones of himself as well, called his Armada.
Yeah.
But the thing is once they've dropped that concept, the subsequent fixed up storyboard says other Decepticons are brought into the transformation beam. So it's actually both. It's actually
it does. Now that brings a valid point to the Bombshell argument, the whole clone thing, because Insecticons cloned themselves. Right. So for Cyclonus and all of the clones, it brings valid point to the argument that it's Bombshell because he can clone himself. So I mean, there's arguments for both, and it's
right. But the eventual the thing was that they dropped the concept because they figured, okay, Scourge has his sweeps; those are the armada of Cyclonus. Cyclonus has an armada of sweeps, which is Scourge as the sweep leader and the sweeps. So it's that hierarchy. It's literally Cyclonus, Scourge, sweeps.
Yeah.
So that's the final thing.
Make
but
it
the
who
thing
you
was,
want it to be. It's one of those. I said, Cyclonus is whoever you want it to be. Like in your head canon.
What I'm getting at is
in my head canon, I like the idea of Skywarp and Thundercracker, so that's who he is to me.
Right.
You like
Flint Dilly agrees on the same thing. Flint Dilly says the same thing. He says, I would have actually made it that way. If I had if I was able to, take time and go back and make sure it was the way it's supposed to be, it would have literally been Skywarp and Thundercracker. That's who it would have been. That's Flint Dilley's mindset. But I'm just going by what, because you see Bombshell and Skywarp become a Cyclonus.
Yeah.
So the real answer is, if there's only one, then who is it? Or is it both? You know what I mean? That's really why there's the argument. So
make them whoever you want them to be.
At the end of the day, the argument is it's really both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, why is there an argument? It's a 40-year-old cartoon.
Well, also because we're 40 years later, and nobody is.
Yeah. That guy on your shelf is whoever you want it to be. So in that thread, in one of those threads, like I said, I saw multiple of those, and I commented, Cyclonus is a bot dressed up as a bot pretending to be another bot.
That's a good argument.
Always got like a bunch of likes. Hey, he's whoever you want him to be.
Well, in this one, you really can't make that argument, because with the tech specs, they were actually swapped around, and
God, those spectacular. Optimus Prime, what was Optimus Prime's like rank? Was like an 8 or something like that. It's like, it's Optimus Prime. He's not an 8. He's 10.
He's 10.
Yep. Well, also remember,
Japanese, I can't read.
Bob Budiansky, when he made the numbers made sense. The problem was that some of the sheets got switched around.
Yeah.
For the toys.
I was gonna like beat Johnny on the spot and read it, except this one's in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thundercracker has been confirmed to be Scourge from the Studio Series 86 figure.
Yeah, it's just there's so many arguments about that.
Yep.
Is that and Ghostbusters? My God, the Ghostbusters pages argue about everything.
I don't understand all the nuances of the lore of Ghostbusters. Like, I can watch it and enjoy it, and I can watch the real Ghostbusters and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I can watch, the only one I can't enjoy is Answer the Call.
Yeah, the 2016 one.
Yep, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, it's that one is on the shelf with the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes from.
Oh, I don't even own the disc. Here's the thing.
No, it belongs on that shelf. The shelf that the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes is on. That's the shelf that Answer the Call goes on. That shelf.
Okay. Well, you'll understand. What happened was I bought the 2-pack for the Blu-ray for the first 2 Ghostbusters movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put that into my Fandango or Movies Anywhere account, it gave me the 2016 movie.
Yeah, they were giving it
away.
Way
they were getting. They
literally were giving it away.
And I'm like, no, I don't want this even in my. I don't even want it in my digital collection.
Yeah,
I don't even want it there for the temptation for somebody to want to watch it. It was, looking through my list. Every time there is D1 Prime.
My friend, welcome to the club.
Here comes the Optimus shelf.
It's a sickness, my friend. Welcome to the club.
Yep.
Welcome, fellow troubler. We are brothers here.
He didn't actually become an Autobot. He betrayed Star. He really hated Starscream.
Here, I have a Prime close by too.
Well,
dude,
I have a Prime here too.
I literally have 5 right here. Let's see. I got G1. I got Missing Link. I got TF1. I got this little dude. I got this guy back here.
I got cool Primes up there, but. There's the Megatrons that I sold you. I sold him those Megatrons.
Dude, I got the purple one, and then I took it completely apart and I repainted it in G1 colors and put it back together.
Wow.
I never got the Henkei one. I never got the Henkei one, so I got the purple one, took it apart, painted it, and put it back together.
Another one. My desk is so trashed.
Mine is too.
But
lost
none of
Reebok.
that can touch this guy right here.
Is that the Alternators Prime?
No, sir. Even better.
Oh, I know what that is. I know what that is.
Armada.
I know what that is.
I still don't like that toy. The only thing I like about that toy was our time at TFCon with it.
I had so much fun with that toy at TFCon, man. He will proudly say this is a place of honor for him forever.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, Mecha Blade sold me the Earthrise Prowl. And I customized it too. Is that the K one of the was that Fans Toys or Magic Square?
Angu.
Ah.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's right. I bought where is he? He's up here somewhere. He's on the shelf somewhere, but I'll have to take him down and show pictures. But I bought Earthrise Prowl off of him for $25, and then I painted the legs gray and painted the waistline gray, or like the midsection, and then got the Toy Hacks labels, put on the Siege head. So the Siege head kind of fits okay. It doesn't fit just right, but it works. So,
I would like to get that. Like, I really want to get that Pangu Prime, but I have nowhere to put it, dude. I like my Optimus Prime side, like this whole side of the room is Optimus Prime, and I'm out of room.
Yeah.
So the real question is that as much as you love your collection, how much of it would you be willing to sell if you had to?
All of it.
If I had to.
Yeah, all of it.
I've done it before. My wife won't let me do it because she saw me sell my entire video game collection about 20 years ago.
Mm.
And then she saw me regret it. And I spent the last 20 years trying to reacquire that collection. So every time I talk about selling stuff, she won't let me. She literally won't let me.
I sold off most of my video game collection.
I remember.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
So
nice.
good.
That is nice.
It's
That is a nice Grimlock.
What is who makes that?
The Grimlock? That's the new comic Grimlock.
These are the comic ones.
Oh. So that's is that like the Studio Series one, just in comic colors?
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
And comes with a crown, and it comes with all of the Dinobot swords.
Nice.
Well, at least
You
3 of
see
them.
Swoop came with Grimlock sword?
Yes. Mine's better.
Yeah.
I have yours.
Well, you don't have the two, because I did a two-tone one. Where instead of it just being the red, since I got the two-tone printers, I did a bunch of them like this.
Which
Look what I got
3
here.
primes would you save?
You know what
There's the
that is?
question. If your house was burning
see.
down, what 3 primes are you going to save?
Daughter Prime,
Yeah.
other Daughter Prime, and Wife Prime.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna get Daughter Prime, and if there's room, Dog Prime.
Yeah, that's your first sword right there, I think, Mike.
Yeah. I think I painted. Did I paint it when I got yours?
I think you did, if I remember right. And
Yeah.
then I've got a bunch
Actually,
of
I think this is a mixed bag because isn't this a Larkin Lair production?
Yes, that's for his GT Starscream.
Yeah.
Yeah, this figure right here I would save.
Is that split crotch Rodimus? No. No, okay. I know which one that is.
It's Kingdom Rodimus, but I customized his face.
No, for a second there I thought it was the Power of the Primes one. The
Here,
split
I'll
crotch, where
we just
Rodimus'
do the
head
solo
comes out.
layout so you can actually see his a good close up on his face.
There you go. Oh, did you pen line it?
No.
I feel like mine doesn't have the black under his eyes. Maybe it does. I don't know. It's buried in a storage room.
Yeah.
Oh, with everything out.
I can't even see mine from here. I know he's up there, but I can't see it.
I still have to open this.
I like that figure. That Commander
That is
class
nice.
Rodimus. Ooh, nice.
Again?
That Commander Class Rodimus got a lot of hate, but I mean, I love that figure, man.
I love the figure too. And after you toy hacks it and you add on the, I did what I did to the face.
And the one before it,
Power of the Primes.
The Power of the Primes, also fantastic figure, man. I love that Rodimus Prime. What's that?
Well, here's the thing. This is the stock face. I just repainted it.
That's pretty. That's shiny.
I like this one.
What
I
happened
have the Giga Power one, but
what happened to
refuse
Ganon?
open those boxes.
Was it his bedtime?
His power went out.
Did it really?
Oh, wow.
I don't know what kind of storms they got. You know what else changed for your wall
that
there?
same storm that just rolled through here? Is it, dude.
You need one for your wall, Rodimus.
Did I show you what my 6-year-old made?
Hold on. I have it. Oh, it's over here.
I don't know if you can see. You can't see that, can you?
Well, I see it over here.
Try putting me on one screen. See if you can make this out. If I don't really want to take it off the wall, can you make that out?
I can't make it out. I can
Can't make it out. No.
Piece of paper on the wall.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want to take it off the wall because it's on a napkin and I don't want to damage it.
Yeah, nice.
My 6-year-old made that.
That's
Should
cute.
mount mine to my printer. Then it would show up in my streams. All like twice.
Yeah. I do not want to damage this. I don't want to rip it. Nothing.
That'd look good.
Right there on display, right?
I should mount it to the printer so I can still see through the window, but it'll be like right behind me when I'm on video.
Yeah,
Dude, I got these two right here. Like every time I turn this camera on, I want that showing.
Mm-hmm.
I never could find the original diagrams for Hot Rod.
That's weird.
I know. I went through, and some of the patents that they had filed.
That's right.
Had multiple figures, but I could not find one that included Rodimus.
So this I want to bring up because this question was asked on Sabertron to Evan, and I want to bring it up.
Has there not been a Studio Series 86 Hot Rod or Rodimus?
Hot Rod, but not Rodimus. This was Kingdom Rodimus, so.
Yeah, but it's so close.
It doesn't have that tag.
It's so close to G1, man.
So this was the question that was asked. It says, would an 86 Rodimus be an all-new mold or would be a partial of the existing Kingdom Rodimus? And he says that depends. Probably some sort of redeco, if not a slight partial. So I read on an interview you had on TFW and STCC. I read you and John mentioned in I think we should have clarified that looking into the comic stuff is the possible replacement for 86 as we start to reach the end of that character selection. I wouldn't expect any comic stuff in Studio Series anytime soon. So they're acknowledging that the movie cast is going to eventually run out, and that's fine. But if they're going to do Rodimus, they're probably going to do Rodimus in 86, like for 2026 for the 40th anniversary. It'll probably be this same figure, but probably retooled.
Have they done a Studio Series Springer?
Yes.
Yeah.
They did. And he's retooled from the Siege figure.
It's a retool of Siege. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of heavy.
I have the Siege, but I never saw the Studio Series one.
So
the Studio Series one has different shoulders, has a different body. Basically, its crotch down is all the same. Everything above that is new.
I've never seen it. There are figures that I never saw that Ultra Magnus. I've never seen it, and now he's like $300.
That Ultra Magnus needs to get reissued for sure.
Yeah, I never saw that figure. Again, that was during the distribution mess that we're still living through. So I'd never seen that figure ever, not even in a convention. And when you look online, he's like $300. It's ridiculous. and I want that figure bad. Never saw the Springer.
Trying to think of where mine is. I know I didn't take it to the storage unit yet.
Let me see if I can pull up the images for it real quick.
You better believe I pre-ordered that Studio Series Prime though. But I mean, there's still a lot of Studio Series or Movie 86 cast they haven't done because they haven't done a Megatron, they haven't done a Galvatron.
They still need to do Megatron, they still need to do Galvatron, and they also need to do. I mean, that's what I'm saying is they're going to end up doing Rodimus Prime.
Yeah,
but
I mean, the Seekers, because Starscream was prominent in that movie. So
here is the Studio Series 86 Springer.
Okay.
Here is the Wreckers version of the Siege Springer.
Okay.
It's the same mold retooled, but you could see the differences.
Yeah, the arms, like the forearms are the same, but the shoulders are completely different.
Okay.
The crotch down is the exact same. The way the back of it and the
back is bulkier.
Yeah, the back.
Dude, look, he comes with a sword. He comes with a cartoon accurate gun. He comes with the I've got better things to do tonight than die missile.
The big missile.
He comes with a sword that becomes the helicopter blades.
Okay.
And he comes with a Wrecker's hammer.
Yeah, he comes with Hoist's Records hammer.
So
yeah,
he's got a funny. Except it doesn't have the Wreckers Autobot.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't it have like a blank imprint? It doesn't even have the Autobot logo. It's just like it's like a place where you could have put a sticker.
And I wonder if they'll do a larger wheelie, like if they might do a small deluxe or something like that, because to kind of like update him, or if they're just going to keep the core class as he is.
Yeah, I just recently found out that I have two of those wheelies when I was rearranging my shelves and I was moving all of the Kingdom / Legacy / Autobots. I'm like 2 core wheelies, and I'm like, how did I get 2 of these? I found a core class Soundwave still in the box that I never opened. I think I give it away to like a friend's kid or something.
I apparently kept forgetting that I had those 2, and I went through a box and I had I think 4 core class sound blasters.
So this is the listing: is the Long Haul and Hook.
Okay.
And that's what we know about them so far. And then the other thing was the interview that they were talking about. And this is that interview where they talk about like wanting to cover all of the bases for all the different characters over the years and trying to like touch all the bases. They're not necessarily done with core class. And
does that mean we'll get a Studio Series 86 Astro Train that doesn't suck?
I hope so.
That would be good. I'm looking at Astro Train right now because I don't mind the Siege Astro Train, but that the shuttle
mode sucks. Yeah,
I shouldn't have had to have made a little flimsy piece to go inside of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be a really good redo. And it would be time because it's been long enough since that one came out.
Oh, that would be hilarious if they did the G1 Scorponok. If they redid the Titans Return Scorponok in that weird color they used in the later commercials. So I saw the question earlier asking what could they do for these 2 figures to make them better? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I like those figures, both of them.
They're both wonderful figures.
It's like I was saying earlier, like even going back to the Titans Return, or was it Titans Return or?
Yep.
Power of the Primes?
Well, Power of the Primes was the Rodimus that did the
Rodimus.
evolution.
Yeah, like even that figure, I ate that figure up, man. I think that is such a cool figure because you can do both Hot Rod and Rodimus, and in the vehicle mode, and he's got the camper mode, and he's got the battle base mode. It's like there's so much playability to that figure. I thought that figure was great. It got a lot of hate. I thought that figure was great. Commander class comes along, and I'm like, this is like a perfect G1 Rodimus right here. Again, got a lot of hate. I'm like, whatever. I love
this one. Really, a lot of people hate the transformation because he's complicated, really complicated.
I don't know, man. I just love those. And then the Studio Series Hot Rod came out, and again, a lot of criticism because we just got
this piece. I mean, the actual this piece right here is painted yellow over clear plastic. I think.
I think you're right.
This is
I don't know, man. I love those figures so much. I think they're just so perfect.
So I think they're going to end up doing this solid plastic. I think they're going to end up retool. I think he's only going to be slightly retooled, like just slightly,
very slightly
colored more like the movie.
If anything, all they'll do is instead of using the clear plastic for the canopies and stuff, they'll use a light blue, give it that cartoon shade.
Yeah, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Because it's Rodimus, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
And then for Hot Rod, the biggest issue I have is the fact they decided to use gray plastic in weird places. And that's because they had to make the hands gray. And because it's a matter of what parts went where. And so I hate the fact that his elbow is gray. And also it was unpainted over here yellow, so I painted that. And then when it was in car mode, it wasn't colored all the way. It was like that weird yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
So like those are the weird things for him was color.
I think somebody said in the comments that gave me a thought. The only improvement that I could do for that Hot Rod is to have his Target Master come out with him and make it be compatible. Change up the engine so that you can plug the Target Master in. That would be the only change I would do to that figure.
They need to loosen the way you hide the wheels. Oh, you're talking about the actual, like the back of the legs? I can kind of see that. Hot Rod should be a little bit more magenta.
On that, when you transform it, you feel like you're going to snap it because there's no clearance.
Yeah, because the way the clearance is so off, it's kind of like it's hard to like transform. So those are things that they'd probably retool.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's Firebolt is the Target Master partner. So
yeah, if they put that figure out with a Firebolt and it's compatible with the engine, I'd probably buy that figure again.
Yeah. Just
like I have, I think 3 G1 Hot Rods because I have Target Master and not Target Master versions.
So as far as we know, next year, Studio Series 86 has Devastator as part of the listings. I think they have some of the concept stuff for the live action films. They're going to do like
all of the Constructicons coming out at once, like in one set, or are they going to be separate? Like we're going to be hunting it's going to take us a year to put it together. Like
it's going to take us a year to put
one of them will be a Target exclusive, and the other one will be a Walmart exclusive.
Yeah, like the Studio Series Michael Bay Devastator took a year to put together.
Yeah,
and then after that year was up, and you finally got it put together, then they released the first figure again in movie accurate colors.
Yeah, go figure, right? So then, and on the mainline stuff, because Legacy is coming to an end, and next year they're doing a new series that takes place after, and he froze again.
At least he froze with that smile.
He froze with a smile. Love it.
There it is.
Oh, you're back.
At least it didn't refresh page. It came back on its own.
Okay, there you go.
Usually it just kicks me out, and then I gotta log back in.
Gotcha. What I was saying before, I don't know if you heard. So they're doing Devastator, and then they're doing a series after Legacy, and it's going to have a lot of the primes, like the actual original 13. So Vector Prime was this year, but next year they're doing I think they're doing like Liege Maximo and Prima and like all the original 13, but they're also doing aerial bots, and the Constructicons are going to be specific to the Studio Series 86, and I think they might be doing the Combaticons too,
But
because
you said
Swindle
Vector
is in
Prime
one of
was
the
this
listings.
year.
What's that?
You said Vector Prime was this year, but that was the Cybertron Vector Prime.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So I don't know if they do Vector Prime, because I don't know which primes specifically they're going to do in what order. I have to double check like exactly which ones they were, because I saw the listings. But Melvor with a 5.
Do I need to take my shirt off for him? Or?
I could do the 13, but
No, don't do that. No, what we do is if we're going to do that, we're going to do this one here. We'll do some old.
Word. Let's take it back to the old school. Word. Let's take it back to the old school.
I like that Peter Cullen word.
Word, right? Love it, right? So yeah, Superion is apparently coming next year. They're going to do Armada Red Alert in that same line too, which is why I held off on doing a Red Alert retrospective.
So it's not going to be Legacy, but it'll be in the same vein, so that like that Superion will be compatible with the Menasor we already got.
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Because they since they already did Menasor, they wanted to do Superion.
Yeah.
And they're doing Devastator to go along with the Studio Series 86 Dinobots. And they said if they ever redid Omega Supreme, he'd be in scale with this new Devastator. And they said that Titans are not off the table.
Okay.
So like they said they want to do Titans. One that John Warden kept saying was animated Omega Supreme. So I can imagine that's who I can think the Arc would be a good retool for.
Yeah.
Retool that Omega Supreme. You know what I want them to do? I want them to take that mainframe and release it in a single figure as in cartoon in Action Master colors.
Dude,
they already did it with
a retool of the Arc as animated Omega Supreme.
Yeah.
Is very possible.
Yes.
They could do that. And that's something we never got in animated. That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
And a Legacy style Bruticus would be nice too.
Oh yeah.
I need another scatter shot, but I need to be able to make sure I can turn his waist around. I don't want it if I can't turn his waist around. It better do the gimmick. I don't even care about the spring gimmick, but it better do the other gimmick.
And the way it transforms.
That is my favorite video I've ever made.
Did you get demonetized for that one or no?
I've never been monetized, so I don't have to care.
No, that's true.
They went after him for like saying my name in a video once.
I had a Facebook group with 700 followers, and I made one video that's just not Prime as a joke.
Yeah.
With his permission.
Yeah.
And somebody went, and I think it was twofold. It was at the same time that I did that video and put that link up on my Facebook group, was at the same time that this annoying little pissant kept blowing me up trying to get me to do something custom for him, and I kept telling him no. So I think he then went and reported me as not being the genuine person. But Facebook wouldn't even ask me for proof. They wouldn't come back to me when I had questions. I tried to appeal it. They just said no. Never heard from any of them, and they just wiped the group.
That's so messed up, man.
And the new one only has, I think, 400. It never got the traction.
There was a post on Facebook. There's somebody posted like, "Here's my Optimus Prime collection," and it was, you know, that rug that has like the houses and the roads, like it was that rug, and then he had like a lineup of like a handful of Optimus Prime figures on there. It was like a really cool, like, hey, look at my Optimus Prime collection, and other people were like, oh, look at my collection. So that's that picture that I took, like, behold my stuff, you know. and I put it as a comment. I'm like, hell yeah, brother, like, you know, get to it. And so he starts, he like the original poster commented and engaged with me. He's like, do you only collect primes or do you collect other Transformers? And I'm like, oh, dude, like, you can see my G1 shelf, you can see like Titans in the bottom, you can see some turtles, like, and he and I are talking A couple of days later, he puts another comment. He goes, "I just realized you're Bert the Stormtrooper." And I said, "Oh, that's cool. You've heard of me. I'm flattered." He goes, "Yeah, I watch a lot of Patriot Prime videos." My daughter was like totally giving me crap over it, right?
Yeah.
And the same guy made a follow-up comment like, "Oh, you make good videos too, but I watch a lot of Patriot." Like, dude, please stop. You're making it worse.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
I don't know if that would work. I don't know if that would work.
Dude, I really want that tidal wave again with this. I have filled this house up, man.
Yeah.
That's a great.
He has to pet him.
That's a great looking figure.
My favorite thing is the little ones that are hidden inside of it.
The ones that, the little pieces that are inside that go with the Megatron. That is a cool gimmick.
You know what I was thinking about though?
Brilliant.
That gimmick. If
I
you
want
do
to
that gimmick
and make pieces that make them work as a tiny little tidal wave.
Yeah. Well, and those are the pieces that connect to the leader class Megatron.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's absolute brilliance. That gimmick is brilliant.
The one thing I was thinking though, if they did do Broadside as a retool of him, it can work if you do that Broadside is the larger size one is one of the animation models. And then inside is a triple changing jet that also has the other animation model.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you figure one of the animation models is the larger robot and the other animation model is the smaller robot. You make the bigger one, I think, the more toy accurate one, and the one you see in the cartoon is the smaller one that turns into the jet, because then you have an aircraft carrier that the smaller one can ride on.
That's actually a really cool idea.
Yeah.
The thing of it is that that we go back to G1 in mass shifting because by all accounts, Broadside should be a Titan. He's an aircraft carrier,
right?
He should be a Titan, but then he transforms into a fighter jet. Which, dude,
well, if you think about it this way,
he's playing with himself.
He's not a fighter jet. He is a space jet or a space shuttle kind of thing, so that he can be used as transport in jet or in shuttle, and basically it's a space shuttle mode.
Yeah.
And Bert froze again.
Mm-hmm. Just in time for my tidal wave to be playing with himself.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to do the Energon repaint. I'm sure they will, because if they already did Black Zarak, you know they're going to do the Energon one.
Well,
too.
and we got the blue version of Omega Supreme, like.
People want the toy colored tidal wave though, because they could, not just that purple, but the green one.
They probably will do it. I mean, if Hasbro can make money off it, they're going to do it.
That's a good question. When are they going to do Astro Train? I think they might make him a leader class and actually scale him in leader class.
I just want the space shuttle to look decent this time and not have that big nasty part in the back.
Blitzwing needs a redo then. Unfortunately, they're not going to redo Blitzwing for a while.
So I missed the whole reason why he's not a fighter jet.
Oh, because he's a
Rodimus said he's not a fighter jet, and I just hung up.
So if you think about it, he's not really a fighter jet because he's if he is that big, he's the jet that the aerial bots picked up Rodimus from in Five Faces of Darkness. So he's basically a like kind of like Skylinks. He's also a transport.
Okay.
So if you think about it that way,
works.
Yeah,
that works.
So Broadside is just huge. But then if he has a smaller robot mode that matches, it's because just like the tidal wave, it's because a smaller robot combines with it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Saber and Star Saber. Which is this is a beautiful thing. This
I
is
don't have any Star
this is a
Saber
beautiful
of
figure.
any kind, and that makes me sad.
I got two of the new one.
Huh?
I got two of the new one.
What new one?
The Haslab one.
You have? You want to sell one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk in the chat
Yeah.
about that.
Victory Saber you're talking about?
You need Death Saurus too?
Yeah.
Got two of those too.
Okay. Let's talk in the chat because I don't have those. Yeah, I don't have that figure right there. Joe's holding. I don't have that in any capacity. Masterpiece, G1, the new one, the Haslab, nothing.
And one of them, the chrome on it was damaged, so I had to send it back, and they sent me the fixed one that has a plastic protector and stuff over all the places that the tie downs rubbed the chrome off.
Yeah. Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened. Was the way they had it packaged, it rubbed on things on the inside of the box. So when they shipped, one of mine was jacked up. The other one I never opened. That one's a sealed, never been opened.
Yeah.
But the one that I did open that was going to be for me was jacked up. It wasn't even that bad, to be honest. But I was like, nope, I'm taking advantage of this. Y'all are
that's a huge oversight, though. Yeah, to put the tie over that, dude. I got the Toys R Us reissue of the gigantic Cybertron Starscream.
I'm gonna go grab it. I'll show you what I mean. About the plastic piece they put on it.
You remember Cybertron Starscream, the really, really huge one?
Mm-hmm.
What were they called back then? What was the size above leader size back in the early 2000s? Supreme?
They had Supreme.
I think it was the Supreme class Starscream. Toys R Us did the reissue in G1 colors with all of the chrome on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that figure, dude, out of the box, transforming it for the first time. All of that metallic red was just flaking off onto my desk.
Yeah, the Platinum Edition.
Right out of the box. It was sad because it's such a beautiful figure. But yeah, out of the box, that red metallic paint
basic
right off.
Mega. It was before where there was Voyager. There was something else. There was something after Mega.
Mega class. There was a Mega class that was like the Voyager class of, back then.
Mm-hmm.
Which, dude, that was such a great time when all of those Mega class figures, in the classics line, you had the classics, and then you had the Universe line, which was a bunch of repaints of the Mega class figures. And at the end of the line, they all went on sale for like $11. And
look how small that head is.
That's awesome. That's the Haslab one that Mike was talking about, right?
Yep. And so like he has the Battle Up helmet.
Yep.
But the way the chest comes apart, the chest transforms into the smaller robot.
Yeah.
So it's literally like a Power Master.
Yep. That was
then he also comes with Victory Lio, who combines with him to become, Victory Lio.
Nice.
And so it's all in one package. And he comes with 2 Micromasters.
Okay. I'm all in, man. Yeah, Mike, let's talk.
So, the beautiful box.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay.
Comes the flight
also
stand.
turns inside out and becomes the Japanese box. You can take the outer box, it's just tabbed together. You untab it and you
untab it and you flip it
Flip it
around.
over. Nice.
It's the original Japanese box. Let me see if this is the one.
That kills me too when they make boxes that nice, so you don't want to get rid of them.
Yeah,
They
That
just
cardboard
pick up a room.
poster.
Like, my wife has been on my case about the box for Eternia because it's been in the garage since that set came out. And it's so the box for Eternia has been inside of the mailer box, and I won't get rid of it. And she's been on my case about it. I'm like, I'm putting it in the attic. I'm not getting rid of it because that box is such a work of art. It would be a crime to throw it away.
So this is the one I didn't send back. The other one's right next to it. So this is the one I didn't send back. And so I've already had this is the one I took out and played with. So this one's mine, right? There was a plastic strap that went right across here. This one, it didn't mess it up. On the other one, it rubbed the gold chrome off.
That's horrible.
And it did the same thing to him.
Yeah.
I think the Toy Hacks labels fixed that though, didn't they?
Yeah, but you're gonna pay this much money for this.
I
I'm not
know.
accepting that. You know what I mean?
I
would've-
agree. I 100% agree.
If
Yeah,
this one
agreed.
would have been messed up like that, I would have sent this one back too.
So the extra one that you have is the one that's rubbed off, right?
I'm gonna show you what they did.
Oh, I mean, because like Joe said, if the Toy Hacks fixes it, then I know a guy.
Yeah.
Well, I got my own code too.
If you want to go that route, you can. Toy Hacks, and they have a gold. They have the part that goes over the gold chrome. Let me put this one back in the box. Oh, over there. But then,
Because my code for Toy Hacks is Beach Bum 24.
don't look at my address. Ugh, okay. So then, if I take this one out, what they did. God damn. This thing is so big. That's what she said. So this is all the same. That's your stand and your couple of the guns. You make me full size, please.
Huh?
Asking.
Oh, yeah.
You make me full size.
So this is the one that you have available for sale.
This is the one I was like.
Oh, you wanted to go solo to actually show it. Right.
Yeah, so I can show him. You see where it's got this plastic piece over this now? Because there's an X that rubbed off the chrome. Same on this one. So this is the one that was you send it all back to Hasbro, and they sent you a complete new one with the protector piece on both of these so that the chrome doesn't get jacked up.
Which is what they should have done in the first place.
Right. So this one's never been out of the box. All I did was open it to see this since it's not a sealed box.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm willing to let go of this one.
I will buy it.
Not for eBay pricing either. Like, give me what I paid for it, and we're good.
Sold. I don't remember what it's sold for.
Box. I'd probably put this in a bigger Amazon box with a bunch of bubble wrap because it's the box that they shipped it in is a tight on tight box. Like, like this cardboard box has my address stuck to it. That this is what they shipped it in. And I would care more about hiding it, but I don't have a company address for Fire Talks Design, so everybody who's ever ordered anything knows exactly where the hell I live. But
so I don't remember
who
I was talking to about
labels
this.
do replace it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like even if the one that you have is the scratched one, if Toy Hacks fixes it, I'll get the Toy Hacks for it. You know,
this is the inside of that box.
That's beautiful. I don't remember who I was talking to about this. We were talking about like knowing each other's addresses and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you want to see something cool? And I turned on my computer. I opened up Google Maps and I zoomed into Jason's house and I went, that's where Jason lives. And they just looked at me like, you know, that's weird, right? I'm like, he's been here. And, like, we've sent so much stuff to each other. Like, we've Google mapped each other's houses and everything.
So what I will do, because I just noticed this happened, is apparently when they shipped me the new one, is it damaged the corner here.
Dude, I'm not
the other one looks fine. So what I'll do is I will re-sleeve this one that I'll sell you.
I want the damaged one and $100 off.
But like,
dude,
this
I don't care about damaged packaging, man. But it's all
I mean, because the box is so nice. I didn't know if you wanted to display the box. So
I will not display the box. It's gonna go in a box inside of another box, pretending to be another box, and then it's going in the attic.
Well, this almost went into a storage box, into a storage unit that's 10 miles away. So.
Yeah.
So to answer Sean's question, if you've never seen Transformers Victory, the Star Saber is comprised of the smaller robot that is Saber, and he has his two. Those two Micromasters are Fire and Holy that he comes with.
Yep.
And he also comes with Victory Leo. Victory Leo and Star Saber, when combined, become Victory Saber.
Yeah. Well, Saber, he has like this. What would you call it? Like a battle platform, like a flying platform or something?
Yeah, yeah. The way that this whole thing works is that
he has a vehicle that he combines with to become Star Saber.
It's like a space trailer. Like it's like Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Whereas the Optimus Prime is a truck, Saber is a jet. and his trailer for his jet
The
mode.
jet trailer, yeah.
The jet trailer, yeah. That's the
That
best way
he-
I can describe it.
That he can ride on. Like when he transforms from the small jet into the small robot,
He can ride on top of
he
it,
can
yeah.
ride on it, kind of like I forget the name of the anime, but yeah, like he can ride on it like Green Goblin, right? And then that trailer transforms into the body for Star Saber, and Saber transforms into like the chest.
Yeah. This
Right
is
there.
the way that the inside of it
Think
works.
of Power Masters, but they were called Breast Masters.
So
Brain Masters actually
The
specifically.
Brain Master, yeah, the Brain Master, because you could see his little robot go in, and then when the chest closed up in the
Yep.
original toy, it had this little spring-loaded gimmick where the little robot would push up and it would split.
all right,
And when it
so on
would
the
split,
new
it
one,
would show the face of the robot.
so on
and
the
it
new
would come
one,
up through on the helmet. Yeah.
you do this, and then this becomes. I'm not going to unfold the whole.
And
thing.
that becomes
It becomes
Saber. And then Victory Leo is a different robot that turns into like a space lion.
Yeah, he's like a
That
lion.
also combines with
open
Star Saber, who
this.
is already a combined form to form Victory.
Dude,
Victory.
if you've never seen
convoluted.
Transformers Victory, you got to watch Transformers.
It's
Victory.
convoluted.
This gets really complicated. Like this little guy right here, I need like a spudger.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to pop him out from the back. I think there is a button. Yeah, I can pop him out from the back. I think. Trying to hit it from the back, and it ain't working.
It's convoluted, but it's really cool. It really is. And that Star Saber is such a cool design.
There we go. Now I can pop him out. All right. So then, when you take the tiny robot out,
There's a smaller robot.
Yes, yeah. Well, you get the Brain Master first.
here it is. But then you have to flip this part like that,
Yep, that's his normal head.
and that's the tiny little dude who's inside of it. Which, if you want a size comparison, he is this big.
Yeah,
Yeah, there he is inside.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be human size.
he goes in. He goes into the chest. The original toy, that chest piece like that, when you flip it closed, it would push the figure up and push that face out.
Yep.
And it would become the face of the smaller robot. And then the smaller robot would essentially just fold in half and become the chest of the bigger robot.
Yeah, like that's him complete. Like there
Yeah.
is a smaller robot.
Get in there.
And this whole thing transforms into the space trailer.
Yep, pretty much. Says Power Master Optimus Prime in space.
Yep. And
Which
looks like a
literally,
Gundam.
he takes over the Autobots from God Jinrai.
God Jinrai, right?
Yeah, God Jinrai hands over a leadership to him in the very first episode.
Yep. It was good stuff. Really good stuff. And then Deathsaurus was the Decepticon leader, and he was wicked.
Yeah.
Dude, like when he fought, he took no prisoners, and he was huge. I haven't opened Deathsaurus open out in the box yet, though.
Chris Veltner, Victory has the best theme song. I like the outro song, that Cheep Cheep Wee, Cheep Cheep Wee.
Yeah.
It's such a fun little song. And you have the Dino, what would they call the dinosaur?
The Dino
one?
Force.
The Dino Force, and they're doing the little dance across the skids.
You know what
It's
that
such
reminds
a
me of? Because I don't know if you watch Super Sentai.
Mhm.
How they always have like a funny like song at the end of theirs.
Yep. Yeah,
It's very much like
a
that.
goofy. It's like such a serious war cartoon, and then it's got like this wacky, happy, fun outro where the bad guys are doing like a little dance.
Yep,
and,
yep.
and they're all in the chibi cartoony style. It's it's a crazy show to watch. You know that I have watched it twice, but only halfway through.
Oh, so you never saw the ending.
I started watching. I own it on disc, and I started watching it, and I got halfway through, and then for whatever reason, I stopped watching it. So then a couple of years later, I started watching it again, watched halfway through, and then stopped watching it again, and I've never gone back.
Did you get to Victory Leo yet or no?
I need to. I don't honestly remember. Like at this point, I need to go back and watch it again from the beginning. I really do. Like every couple of years, I'll go back and watch. Masterforce is my favorite out of the Japanese series.
Really?
Yeah, I love Masterforce, and every couple of years I'll go back and watch that one again all the way.
Masterforce, I found more kind of boring.
Really?
Because You know what it was? I felt so disconnected. It didn't feel like Transformers to me.
It was very disconnected from everything because, like, Headmasters was a direct sequel to the American show.
Right.
And then you go into Masterforce, and it's kind of convoluted. Like, they try to explain it, but they don't. Like, this is still Earth, but it's in the future. So this is like way in the future from what we know in G1. But for some reason, humans don't know that the Transformers ever existed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of doesn't make sense.
No,
but
it
it's
doesn't.
somehow supposed to be the same Earth. It's supposed to be a continuation. It's just supposed to be like many, many years into the future.
It felt disconnected, and I think that was my issue with
it. It is weird, but then Victory picks up literally right after Masterforce.
Yeah, and here the Japanese series handles the. I don't mind the smaller body having its own personality.
I like it better than the two personalities joining. I like it better. I like the heads, and for that matter, Masterforce, the engines, right? The idea that they're the character, and that the vehicles are the transector, so that when they combine and become either the head or the engine, it's still that same character, just in a bigger suit.
I like the dynamic between the two.
You do?
I do, because I like the idea of this, like, these two personalities are actually like there. You have a head that connects, and now what happens when they connect? What personalities can you get out of that? What stories can you get when you have two opposing, personalities working together? You know what I mean? And those are the kind of stories that you can get. Okay, he froze. This one is good.
God, I really don't like that how much they changed the Pulse site to where, like, for older orders you have to go back and look at this, but then for newer orders it's through this. Because I was trying to see how much Star Saber was for Bert, but only one I can find is Deathsaurus. And
we can figure that out later.
Oh no! I just happened to, before I forget, I was just looking on Haslab or on Hasbro Pulse and their website, since they redid the website. The jumping back and forth to see the different.
Yeah, there's Grim.
Pain in the butt.
He says Victory at times is like an acid trip. I don't know about that. I mean, I love the action in it. It's like. But no, Bert's back now, so.
Yeah,
sorry
every time
if I had
those person disagree with me, I hang up.
Oh, it's all good. Because, and the thing is, I understand why people like one or the other. You know what I mean? It's just that, like, I do like the story. If you've never read, have you read the Marvel comic before?
I did not read the Marvel comic.
Yeah. So if you read the Marvel comic, I think it handles the headmasters becoming headmasters a little bit better.
Yeah. Let me rephrase that. I haven't read it. I haven't read the Marvel comic that far in. Like, I have the collection where it starts with the first issue.
Right.
So I've read, a little bit of what I guess season 1 would be in the comics. And what was that?
What was that?
Idiot dog.
Yeah, but I've never read like that far ahead, like in where the headmasters are at.
Okay, well, the headmasters show up. They have their own 4-issue miniseries sometime around issue 35 of the U.S. comics, 34, 35. And while the headmasters is coming out, they eventually join up with, like, around issue 38. They join in with the U.S. comic, and then they go back to revive Optimus Prime as a Power Master.
Okay.
So,
I'll tell you one thing that I really liked about the Japanese headmasters. I mean, besides the fact that I preferred the whole one character
right
thing, the making them being able to swap heads. Like, I know what to do, but I'm not strong enough, so I need to swap heads with Hardhead, I need Hardhead's body so that I have the strength to do because I know what to do, but Heartbeat, I need your
still
body.
could be done. That
I
still
like-
could be done if they did it.
But the cartoon went into that. The cartoon actually did that, where they would swap heads and then their stats would change. And like, oh, I need to go in there, but I need speed. Let me switch bodies with you, and that way I'm fast enough to go in there. And they did that in the cartoon, and I really like that too. That was a very cool dynamic. You never saw that. Like, same thing with the combiners. You know, with the
The swapping of the limbs.
They never changed limbs except in the one episode of Scramble City, and that was something that was part of the toy gimmick, is that they could switch again. The limbs.
I like that in the toy gimmick. I would have liked them to do that with the cartoon.
Exactly, and they never did.
Yeah.
So I like that they did it because that was part of the gimmick with the toys as well. If you switch the heads, their stats change. They played into that with the cartoon.
Mm-hmm. They could have. They just didn't have time. They rushed to release all those.
The Japanese cartoon did. They did go into that in the Japanese cartoon
because they needed something for the advertise. Like Scramble City was an advertisement for the toys. It was all that it was. Like, it was even more of a commercial than the cartoon being a commercial. So it was just made to be a commercial. So it doesn't really work storyline wise because it doesn't take place anywhere. But then they eventually made it canon where it actually does take place in Japanese continuity. So, but that's a whole nother.
Right.
You know.
And that's what I'm saying with the Japanese Headmaster series. They did play that gimmick into their characters on the show, and they did swap heads whenever they needed to.
Yeah, the whole gestalt is the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and even the head swap gimmick. Yeah, it's a good gimmick because it's all the same head. Like they were playing into that with Titan's Return with the toy line itself.
Yeah,
that you can swap out the heads.
Yeah, that is the only thing I like about that new what's his name that everybody had to buy the play. That's one thing I do like about Squeeze Play is that you can use that other head that came out years ago
that I
in the
don't
little
have.
Pretender shell, or not even Pretender shell. It was in the little, I don't remember which little vehicle it is, but that you can swap that head over to a better looking head.
Nature Prime did that in his video, I think. He showed them both. I want that Squeeze Play, but I do not want the other three figures, and I don't feel like paying $80 for it.
That's the problem. I got Fangry because I was able to get him. That was it. Yeah. I managed to get Fangry, and now I'm like, and the same way, I just want Squeeze Play and watch them do the same thing for who was the other one?
Hound. I didn't
no.
It
was Squeeze Play, it was Fangry, and Horrible.
Oh,
watch them do the same thing for Horrible.
Yeah, it was just with Hound. They did the same thing with Hound. You know,
what they did with Hound was wrong.
I want Hound, but I'm not buying the other four figures again.
Mm-hmm.
But at least Sunstreaker is one shade of yellow.
Yeah, but I'm happy with my Sunstreaker and the other five figures. I'm happy with those, so I'm not buying them again just because I want a Hound.
The Prime Cliff Jumper is really good, though.
That's what Jay told me.
It is really good. I love that guy.
He was really impressed with that figure.
Yeah, I'm fine with the G1 Cliff Jumper. So, for an Autobot who comes in and gets killed like within the first 5 minutes of a show,
dude, like that show starts and it's Dwayne Johnson doing the voice, and you're like, oh my god, they went all out with this show. And 5 minutes later, he's dead. Like, okay, there goes that. That's all the budget they had for Dwayne Johnson, I guess.
I had parents who knew I was a Transformers guy tell me that they would not let their kid watch Transformers Prime.
Rover,
kill him. I'll be right back.
They would not let their kids watch Transformers Prime because of that death scene.
Because of the way that episode started. I mean, that was the first, right out of the bat, episode 1, 5 minutes in, Cliff Jumper dead.
Mm-hmm. So there were kids who liked Transformers animated, and they wanted to watch a Transformers show. And then as soon as Transformers Prime started, like the with Starscream killing Cliff Jumper, it was like, that's it. They wouldn't let, because it was so gory, because he quite literally got like jabbed in the stomach, blood's coming out, and he's dead.
Yep.
And so they were like, how do you have this in a cartoon like episode 1?
Yep. Right off the bat, they let you know.
But then after that, nobody dies. only Decepticons die,
Well,
and they're
except
nobodies.
every time they brought back Zombie Cliff Jumper with the
Well,
dark
they brought him
energy.
back for a couple episodes, and then it was it, or like 1 or 2 episodes, and then it was it. And they blew him up, and then they had the flashback episodes with him.
Yeah.
And they couldn't hire The Rock to come back for those
No.
episodes. So, but they only the Viacons really died, and then you had maybe a couple of other Decepticons. You had Skyquake die.
Mhm.
Dreadwing eventually
What
died.
was the blue? What was that? The blue SUV
Breakdown.
that I forget his name, and then the guy that voiced Lex Luthor kills him and
Yep.
becomes his driver. Like
Yep.
he's using him as a mech suit. Like
Yep.
he's literally using the dead husk of a Decepticon as a
Mhm.
mech suit. I mean, that show got pretty dark.
It
to be
did.
fair.
Yeah.
And they let
But
you know.
the thing is, like I said, some parents, they were not happy
Yeah.
about it.
Well, they let you know in that first episode, hey, parents, look, this is how, you guys came over here from animated. This is what we're doing now. So you can decide right now whether you want to let your kids watch or not.
Yeah. And so, like, that was the thing. Like, I knew a few parents who just were not happy about that, and they would not let their kids watch.
Kingdom
So-
Hearts Bluey. Yeah, it was the character name was Silas. I'm trying to think of the voice actor. He was like, I know him as voicing Lex Luthor in the Superman animated series back in the 90s.
He
He's
was,
also the voice
he was
of
also the
Krabs.
Kurgan in Highlander.
Yeah, he's the voice of Mr. Krabs.
Clancy
on
Brown.
SpongeBob.
Clancy
Clancy
Brown.
Thank you.
Yeah. I had to connect a few dots there.
Yeah, we had to get there. We had to make our way there.
Yep.
Yeah, shake it, baby, Shabaka boy, Clancy Brown.
Yeah, he fought the Highlander.
Yeah, the Kurgan.
That was a great movie.
Well, yes, it was. Also, Andy Dufresne was my friend.
Clancy Brown was
Shawshank
also
Redemption. He was the card in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, and he was also. I think he was in Starship Troopers.
Yep.
Yes, he was a drill sergeant.
Yep.
Starship Troopers.
Mhm.
Bite down on this, son. It helps. Trust me.
Cannot continue combat if you disable his hand.
His Silas breakdown came with an arms micron figure. Yeah, it's crazy, real crazy.
That is one figure I never got. Was a breakdown figure.
Well, they did the 2-pack now with Windsweeper.
Yeah, it kind of bothered me because they did the Silas version, like the zombie version. They never really did like a proper breakdown figure.
Right. Well, no, I'm saying, well, they did a breakdown just now recently, and it's it's just basically a blue legacy bulkhead with a new head.
Yeah. No, I mean back in the Prime days.
In the Prime when it came out, when the show came out.
I even got the 2 jets. Like, what's that green jet that just came out? Also, Skyquake. And then and I don't remember which one was which, but we had in the Prime line, we had one. There was a green jet and a blue jet. One of them was like mainstream, like you could get it easily, and then there was one that was like really hard to get. That was I think
was the second one. Yes, Dreadwing was the second one. Speaking of which, did you know that Skyquake was supposed to be Skywarp, but because they knew they were going to kill him, they chose to do Skyquake instead. And his green color scheme matches the preliminary thought process of what they were going to color Skywarp as in G1. Before they went with
Skywarp was going to be green in G1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they went with green, then they went with black and purple.
Black and purple is better choice.
Yeah.
They made the right choice. So yeah. Somehow I don't even remember how when I was collecting Prime, I got both of those jets, and I got that Unicron figure that turns into a rock.
Oh yeah, the guy.
Rock Lord figure for you. I should send that to Fire Talks for his Rock Lords. I mean, I don't even remember how I managed to get those figures, and I never got a breakdown. That's like with animated. Like I have a complete animated set except for Blackout. That's the only figure in animated that I don't have. I even have the Japanese Bumblebee that's actually cartoon accurate, and I didn't get a Blackout, and it bothers me because I went to TFCon that year when it was in Orlando, and every table had blackouts for sale. And I never picked them up because obviously they're going to be easy to pick up, and then I never saw them again.
Mm.
Same thing that happened with G. That's also the same year. I thought about picking up a G1 Skylinks, and every table had G1 Skylinks reissues. So I'm like, he'll be easier to pick up later. And then I never got one until last year at TFCon in Orlando.
Yeah, I remember that too. Because I was trying to get the Earthrise one. You remember that? I was like so trying to get the Earthrise one.
Didn't we find you one in
You
Baltimore?
guys found the Earthrise one
in Baltimore. You didn't pick it up?
I did. I have it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was Baltimore. I got my G1 Skylinks in Orlando last year. It took me forever to finally get a G1 Skylinks, man.
I think I got my G1 Skylinks reissue when TF Source got a hold of a bunch of old stock of the reissue.
Oh, wow.
And I got it for
So
100
Grim
I got it
just
for
sent me
100
this. The earliest poster before they recolored it to make, I think they recolored it to Starscream. Yeah, they definitely recolored that to Starscream. So I'm going to present this. This is cool. This is really cool, guys. This is something you definitely would never expect to see.
Watch my internet go down right now.
That's the preliminary
wow.
art. That
so
was
that's
supposed
Sky
to be
Warping
Sky
Green.
Warping. Yeah.
Huh.
Then they
Wow.
recolored this to Starscream, but
Dude.
they went with black and purple for.
Optimus Prime's arms look like noodles.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening here? Where are his shoulders?
Yeah, I'm
Because
really
if you
glad
look
they
at
didn't go green.
the later version of the G1 box art,
Mm-hmm.
I
I always wanted that handgun for Prime. Just because I always liked the way that handgun on the G1 box art looked for Prime.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted that handgun.
Let's see if I can get this image to come up.
Random thing to pull out of a box.
G1 Rodimus Prime.
Yeah, let me present this real quick.
They
Again,
really messed up the design on that figure, not being able
so
to
then
put the
here is the art. There it is as Starscream.
Yeah.
Here's the early version.
That's nuts.
I see Thundercracker in the background.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you look at this art, the colors were altered. Because this is the art that you see on the back of the packaging for G1.
Yeah.
And then this is the first art they made. Cool, right? Like that's
I've never seen that.
yeah. Now we know.
Knowing is half the battle.
Absolutely.
But thankfully wasn't. Because that green looks awful.
It
The
does.
more you know.
That green looks awful.
I'm glad they changed it. It's
I'm glad they went with the black and purple. Absolutely. Yes, Clancy Brown is still alive. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to conventions and he refuses to do Mr. Krabs for little kids if they don't ask politely. Absolutely.
Is Clancy Brown an asshole?
No, he's not an asshole, but when little kids go to his table and do Mr. Krabs, and he'll sit there and go, no. You want him to do Mr. Krabs, you ask him politely, could you please do the voice of Mr. Krabs? And then he'll do it. But when little kids run up there and their parents are watching and they're not,
Being little shits?
hey, do Mr. Krabs. No.
Was he Deathstroke in a couple of the animated movies? Probably.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I think he was Deathstroke in the Damien movies.
Yeah.
He was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He does a bunch of the DC
step in
movies
here.
across the
By
line.
the way, if you wanted to know, which very upsets me, they took all of those movies off of HBO.
Yeah, they did.
They took Red Hood. They took the Damien movies off. They're all gone.
We own them on Blu-ray.
Wait,
I don't have a DVD player.
Go downstairs.
That's too much work. I want to sit in the comfort of my room.
But I thought they
Literally
owned
10
them.
feet
Why would they
behind
take
me
them
is
off?
my
Warner
the video
Brothers.
game den. You can watch.
The parent company for Warner Brothers right now went nuts. They nixed Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I heard about that. That makes me so upset.
Like it's gone. Cartoon Network is gone.
Right.
That makes me so sad.
The building is a shell now. Yeah.
Their animation is gone. They're done. They're done with animation. And I think after that Batman series, like a lot of people are like hating on that new Batman show.
I like it a lot.
Because
we started watching it last week, and we're like, they made some dumb, unnecessary changes, but we're still in. It's very Tim.
It's a very noir take.
It's very reminiscent of the '90s show. There's a lot of it, and it's because Bruce Timm is producing it, so there's a lot of Bruce Timm influence in it. So
Discovery got ticked off with HBO and WB playing with their numbers, basically. Okay. Because they were making it seem like they were doing better than they were, but it's all gone. Cartoon Network is gone.
I knew Cartoon Network was gone.
I did not know that,
and that was pretty crappy.
I did not know
I did
that.
not know they pulled everything off of Max.
Yeah.
Mixing Cartoon Network right now was a really dumb choice because of the era of like Owl House and Amphibia and like Infinity Train. Cartoon Network was always kind of that space for those really creative animated shows that had like those.
You want to grab a chair and pull up, or
no? Because I want to go lay in your bed,
or like put the phone on and put your own thing in here.
I ate a handful of salt and vomited, so I'm gonna go lay in bed with Mom. I just wanted to rant about Cartoon Network. We ran out of pretzels, so I just ate a bunch of the salt and then I vomited.
God damn.
I'm 20. I vote and drive and have a job.
Oh God.
The thing that scares me
You
the
should have
most
seen her after the last one chip challenge. So she did the one chip challenge with Patriot Prime and me last year, right? And she said, "I'm never doing that again." I'm like, "Okay, great." And then last year, she's like, "I want to do it again." Okay, are you sure? I want to do it again. So she did it last year again. She got so ill. Like she spent the rest of the night downstairs vomiting and just like she was in bad shape.
So like, she has a bad.
Last year's chip was like Jay was in bad shape. Patriot Prime, he was in bad shape afterwards. Carmen was in bad shape, vomiting, and just all of that. And she made me promise, no, the next time it happens, if there's another one chip challenge, no matter how much she begs, I will not let her do it. And she made me promise.
You go lay in your bed with Jungle Dog.
Yep.
Dark. I read Darkwing, and immediately my brain went Darkwing Duck.
I just logged into my Max on my phone.
Uh-huh.
And my name is not Lionel or Regina, and I don't have a kids account.
You got hacked. Somebody stole your account.
No, because I was on it earlier on my TV, and it was fun.
Huh.
It
was your dog.
It was the dog.
I'm curious to see what Lionel and Regina.
Okay, they focus on comic book members of Batman's family for cartoons like The Signal, Spoiler, Flamebird, Batwing. I mean, it's because what makes money.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Optimus Prime and Megatron are always going to be in Transformers. Why they can't seem to do a Transformers series with Rodimus and Galvatron again. Because they want money.
Someone else's account and credit card information.
Oh. And you logged into it somehow. Weird. I think, Joe, a part of that has to do with, honestly, like after the movie, you kind of look forward to Rodimus Prime. And then you go into season 3, and he's such a terrible character. He spends the entire first half of that season moping about, I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to be as good as Optimus.
That was kind of what they wanted to do.
Like, I didn't come here to watch that. I came here to watch you be the leader you just became in that movie.
Yeah. He needed the assurance. He needed to get there. I think that's what they were going for. But they should have gone, if they kept him as leader after Optimus returned, I think it would have been stronger.
I saw all the character development I needed to see with him in the movie. Now come be the badass that you were at the end of the movie. I want to see that.
I think
Basically, be Optimus Prime Jr.
because I love the episode "The Burden Hardest to Bear," and I think it's a wonderful episode. I think it's one of the best episodes of G1 because the burden hardest to bear. Yeah, he loses the Matrix. He becomes Hot Rod. He has to get the Matrix back from Scourge. He becomes Rodimus again at the end of the episode. But when you watch that episode, you realize it's like there was that part of him that he, like, even though he became the leader, he needed to overcome it. And it was that, like, there was some of that guilt of becoming the leader of someone that everybody, you know, looks up to. Everybody compares him to Optimus. So it's that
himself more than anybody else did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, have you ever been a manager before and everybody compares you to the previous guy?
I didn't come to season 3 to watch that.
No, I understand. I appreciated that.
Season 3 with my candy and my soda to watch you be a badass Optimus Prime Jr. And instead I get, I'm never gonna be good enough. It was a turnoff for kids.
Yeah.
Early on.
Now we can appreciate, like, the points you're making are all good points, and we can appreciate them now that I'm pushing 50. But back in 1986, that's not what I came here to see. You know?
Yeah.
So it just didn't hit right.
I think if they had more episodes of him present to be the leader that he was supposed to be, because they only did 30 episodes and they had to go through all those toys. So you had Predacons and you had, you know, Broadside and all those other toys that they had to continue to, you know, they should have put him more in the spotlight as the leader. I think that's what they probably should have done. You know.
I don't understand why they did it at all. They could have just, okay, he had his little growth moment in the movie because that's a movie. And when they brought him into the show, it should have been, hi, I'm Rodimus Prime. I'm a badass leader. Let's sell some toys. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't need, 1980s, whatever. I'm not watching a cartoon for character development.
True.
Go fight some stuff and show me some cool robots.
Yep.
Because you didn't make this for adults.
The reason we watched season 1 and 2 is because we came to see Optimus Prime be a badass. Okay, you killed Optimus Prime. You brought in Rodimus Prime. Let's see him be a badass now.
Yeah.
And they didn't deliver. That's not what, you know, 1986 little Bert wanted to see in 1986.
I don't know. I appreciated it more for the character development, I guess, when I was a kid,
You're
too.
mature.
I enjoyed it then.
But exactly. You were probably a mature person. I was not.
Nope.
I'm still not.
And I'm younger than you. I enjoyed the movie. I love the movie. Right? Saw it in theaters. And I was eager to see the new episodes and the new characters. And I wanted the new toys. And I cared about the new characters. And I enjoyed them quite a bit. And I wanted to see, and yes, I wanted to see more. I think what it was is that, like, because Rodimus wasn't in it enough, what you saw you didn't like. I was like, how come he's not in it more? That was my complaint as a kid. How come he's not in it more? Because there were a lot of times where, like, Rodimus Prime is sending us out to go do this, and it's a whole different squad of Autobots. Like, Ultra Magnus is basically the Riker to Rodimus's Picard.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Optimus was Kirk, you know?
Yeah.
And so that is kind of how I viewed it. I mean, now, obviously years later, because I mean, Next Generation came out after G1, but if you think about it that way, that Ultra Magnus is the Riker to Rodimus's Picard, it's just that I needed more episodes with Rodimus in it. Yeah. And if they put more episodes with him in it, because when he was in it, he was kicking ass. There was, like, in the Thief in the Night, you know, he led the whole squad off a Broadside and ended up firing on Decepticons. So we needed more of that.
You remember these details by episode title is mind blowing to me. I've seen that series so many times, and I'm like, I don't know what happened in that episode. Like, no, I just don't.
Oh, I know. I know my title. I know which characters were in it, and
Like Mike Ross in Suits, just remember everything.
why do you think people tune in when I go through all the details on my videos?
Because they're waiting for you to mess up so they can tell you in the comments.
Damn, that's messed up. Shots fired.
That is true. What is up, Raz? Finally,
Raz, what's going on, sir?
I know it's like super late. It's like 11:40 at night, and I think we've been on for almost 3 hours just chit chat.
Every time. We just
Every
start
time.
BSing and talking about everything. How many people are online right now? Like
60.
Okay, those are good numbers.
But we had total 902 people total have come in.
Okay.
$7 worth of super chats.
I think at most I've had 15 people on a live stream.
You know, people, you know, I know not everybody does so, but like people can, if they wanted to do gifted memberships, people have done gifted memberships before. But some people have been here, like have stood by us like all this time.
Michael Clickard, I'm still here. We do this every time we get on. It doesn't matter who it is or how many of us. Anytime we get, anytime any of us get together, this is the worst in conventions when we're like in person and we all refuse to just go to sleep.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Well, it's funny because in Orlando,
I roomed with Fire Toxin in
like the first night. I think it was the first night. We were out in that patio, that outdoor patio area in front of the convention hall at like 2 a.m, and we were out there drinking. And we're all pushing 50, and we're like, where are all the everybody was in bed, like the hotel was silent, everyone was sleeping, and we're like a bunch of 40-year-olds out there drinking.
Yeah.
Like this feels backwards.
Yeah.
We should be in bed. I gotta sleep with a CPAP on, and I'm out here sleeping at 2 a.m, and all the kids are asleep.
Here's a good way to look at the episode, The Burden Hardest to Bear.
I changed my mind. I love that. Changed my mind. At one point, Facebook, every time I did a change my mind meme, they would remove it, and I would do another one, and they would remove it, and then they would just like ban me for a day, and then they ban me for a week, and then they ban me for a month. So to prove a point, like it got to the point where I was like, okay, what they're flagging is this image. It doesn't matter what the billboard says. It's the image of the guy with drinking coffee. That's what they're banning.
Yeah.
And as soon as the ban lifted and I wasn't back on Facebook, I made a new one that said, Facebook will remove this picture simply because of the picture. Changed my mind.
And they removed it.
They removed it. And
Yep.
I got a screenshot of it and I posted it again. You see? Banned again for a week.
They would do anything they could for a while there to get Steven Crowder's face off of Facebook.
Yep.
All right, y'all. I got to jump. I got to go.
Yeah, it is time.
It is
time to
probably
end
time
this
to call
stream.
it. Yeah.
We're going to sit here and call it fatality time, right? Until next time, till all are one.